Hello, everybody, and welcome to this game stream of the Swords of Ditto. This is a game for Steam, or came out on Steam for PC, and I think it might be out for one of the consoles as well, like maybe PS4 or something. That came out today, April 24th, the year of our Lord 2018, published by Devolver Digital, and made, what's the name of the studio? One Bit Beyond. And I'm Lex, and I'm joined by Lizzy. And we do the actual play fantasy comedy TV show Dank Dungeons, which we have fun doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also joined by my two special guests in Discord, Morte of Morte's Magical Wares and Jorphdan of Forgotten Realms Explained.
Hello.
Hello.
So I think the audio should be pretty well balanced and should be pretty loud now. We're just gonna hope that that's how it's working. This game's adorable, and we're gonna start a new game. And the one thing I've played a little bit of this morning. So Lizzy, the one thing I'm gonna tell you about this game is the intro is pretty short. But you're going to want to explore the game world, and you won't be able to, because everything you're going to try and do, the NPC is going to be like, can't do that, gotta go do this thing you're railroading into. So just follow the directions and don't try and do other stuff until after we get past the intro.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
Let's see, we got to start a new game. Can I do that? Because I started playing one earlier today. And
Blasphemy.
Well,
Wait for that on stream.
I know, I'm not going in fresh. But my options are only options. Continue story.
Continue story.
And exit to desktop. And I don't want to do any of those things.
There's got to be an options, isn't there? Like an option to delete your save game or something?
Let's see here. We have controls, we have video options, language credits, back. No?
I guess not.
I mean, we'll just start where I was at, because I didn't get very far. So I'm not too worried. I got past the intro.
Why is it screaming?
Why is it
What's that
screaming?
noise?
This game was so pleasant until it actually got into it that it got horrifying.
I'm just imagining it like that other video game you guys are talking about, where
Oops.
people like commit suicide.
What game was that?
I don't know. We were talking about some game in D&D where like it starts off cute and then people like are hanging and stuff.
Are you talking about Doki Doki Literature Club? We're talking about Doki Doki Literature Club, everybody. That's not what we're playing on stream.
No, thank God. I'm not
Okay.
interested in that.
So since
Where
I
am
I thought you were talking about Dark Souls players or something. It's too difficult.
So this is, I'll just give the recap of what happened before this, which was not too much, and then we'll have you jump into the game.
Okay.
But basically, the intro to this game, the sort of tutorial level, is you start off washed up on the beach of this island.
Where did we come from?
No one knows.
Oh my God.
It's a mystery. And then a celestial beetle comes to you and tells you that you're the chosen one. You have to go defeat Mormo, this evil lady.
Is she evil or misunderstood?
We don't know too much about her yet, so she could just be misunderstood. But yeah, so you go through past a graveyard, you go to her palace, you go through a couple dungeon rooms, and you get to her, and she immediately kills you.
Wow.
and then the game fast forwards 100 years later when the next chosen one arrives, and it's just you wake up in your bed, and then the celestial beetle comes to you and he's like, "You're the new chosen one, you gotta go kill Mormo." And then you have you have 5 days or 4 days in which you do that. And apparently if you run out of time or you die, you go fast forward 100 more years and then have a new person.
You're just the new chosen one.
And there are like things that you do in your first like playthroughs that carry over.
Sweet.
So this is me. I've done the intro already, what I just recapped, and then I've done a little bit of exploring in the overworld, but I haven't done much in terms of like mission stuff yet.
Okay.
I met a dude named Sensei, who's a bird who knows karate.
Well, obviously.
He's pretty cool.
I'm Sensei.
But the dialogue in this game is amazing. We're gonna get into it. now. So go ahead and press start on your controller.
Okay. Ah, there I am.
There you are.
I know Xbox. Which one's jump? Oh, that's roll.
So there isn't a jump, but there is B is roll.
Yeah, it is.
X is swinging your sword.
Important. Yeah.
And then, let's see. And then Y is use whatever you have equipped to the D-pad. And you can go ahead. Let's go into the menu and equip you some stuff on the D-pad. So there's the map.
I'm sorry, what are stickers?
Stickers are things you use to upgrade weapons. Because you stick them on your items and then they get better.
You told me about this.
So anyway, what you want to do is... Can you move around right now and select things?
No.
Okay.
You're in control.
Basically...
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, it's me. You're going to want to press the back button, I believe, to go into... Oop, that's not what I want to do.
So now I press up on the D-pad?
No, press the back button. Can you get into the menu? Oh!
Oh!
What?
I ate a food!
You ate my food!
So you can steal people's food.
Try pressing start again.
Oh.
Ah, okay.
Here we go.
So this is all your stuff. If you press A to select it, you can then assign it to a thing. So you can press A on that.
Yes, I would like to set stuff on fire.
And then press the direction on the D-pad you want it. Yep, there you go. So that you just assign all these to the D-pad.
Okay.
So
Kazoo.
Kazoo!
Okay.
So we have a shared inventory, which is how you could eat my hot dog, which you did mercilessly.
Sorry. I didn't know it was yours.
I just saw this hot dog. I didn't know it was yours.
It was just on the ground.
So we have a Nerf gun, which is what that thing is.
I guess I should equip that.
And yeah, and medicine is if you get poisoned, and coffee is something else. I don't know.
Powers your toys of legend. Some people love it. Others think it tastes like Mormo's bath water. That's adorable. All right, I'll assign some medicine so I don't die. That seems good.
So scroll. Yeah. There you go.
Just in case.
Okay, so I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Actually, let me go back and I can check the map.
Wow. Pow.
So we want to get to that circular chalk outline.
Oh, okay. So we want to go south and then east and then...
Or we could just go east and then east, I think.
Oh, are those lines actual paths or are they...
The little things that look kind of like the little boxes that connect the different squares. Yes.
Got it.
Cool. Okay, so we get this, but there's this. Some of the places in this town are.
Who are you? I was at the hot dog stand. Oh no! Who's been having my dogs, eh? And he said, no one. It was a supply problem. Apparently, his pork supplier got attacked by monsters and they ate loads of the pigs. Honestly, what in the world's coming to these days? I'm sure you all can read this, but I don't care. Fire! What's this thing?
That's a big fat bird.
I want to kill it.
Nope.
Am I allowed to kill cute things in this?
Nope, only bad.
Oh, it's a coin! I want it.
There you go. Got it. So there's some of the places are Lick's Sticker Shack, which is up here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by the people.
We only have 200 schmeckles, so I don't know.
Well, what if I kill more bushes? Oh, Snapple. Lick Sticker Shack.
Lick
Hi.
is a frog.
Stickers? I don't have... How much are stickers?
The Eagle Claw. Increase your sword attack power. Only 100 for that. Increased health. Yeah. These,
Oh, but this is our shared inventory of money.
which is 200.
I'm gonna spend all your money.
Thanks.
Do you want a sword attack power?
So I bought one earlier so that I can bust through shields. So if you want to buy one, feel free. And audience, we are going to get to talking to our guests in a little bit. I just want to make sure that Lizzy kind of has the lay of the land for this game before
I'm
that.
already buying stuff. I'm into it.
Let's buy some hot dogs since you ate them all.
Me too. But I'm healthy as...
Yeah, so let's go to the Ditto Mart.
Ditto Mart.
There's also a toy store, which is awesome, but I don't think we can afford anything at it right now. But yeah, we can go to the Ditto Mart and we can buy some. They have different kinds of food that will replenish health. So let's see here. Oh, they also have bombs. So they have milk, which is good for your bones.
Yeah.
They have a burger, which is very expensive, but I think heals you all the way. Hot dogs.
It's on a brioche bun, man.
Ooh, very nice. They have cookies and donuts. So I'm thinking get a couple donuts and a cookie.
Sounds good.
Oh, maybe we can only...
You can only get one cookie.
Dang. Okay, we're just going to have to live with that for now.
I like to imagine that guy's name is Jack A.
So yeah, let's go fight monsters.
Yes!
And let me check the map real quick. Yeah.
Aw, Snapple. Cut the bush down.
So you can
Trees.
destroy shrubbery a la Legend of Zelda. There's a lot of this game that's very similar to Zelda. A lot of the dungeons are very Zelda-esque.
Cool. Ah! Money!
Did I... thought I had a piece of paper on me. Did I leave a piece of paper over there?
Why, was it full of secrets?
Yes.
I see napkins.
Oh, just
I
napkins.
see this piece of paper.
No, that's
which
not it. I don't
is
know what that is. It's an
An
eBay thing.
receipt.
What did I buy on eBay?
I don't know. Something from Disney.
Oh, it's one of my old video cameras. The Nuvicon,
It is the Nuvicon.
the RCA Nuvicon color video model CC011.
Mormo Palace. We don't want to go here.
No, we'll get killed. We'll never survive.
Roll, roll, bitches. I'm sorry. All right.
Oh, we can't go that way. Let's. Oh, you
I
found a
got
donut. We're rich in donuts already.
I think I ate it on accident.
Oof, my notes. Oh, I see where my notes are.
2 days until the showdown with Mormo.
Uh-oh, we've already lost so much time because I lollygagged before. I lollygagged when I was playing the save file this morning.
We were buying too many donuts.
So let me see. Let me check the map again real quick. See if you can find. Ooh, you got a coffee. Nice.
Okay, you can go ahead and check the map. I'm just cutting shit.
So yeah, if we go to the northeast, we might be able to get through that way.
Okay.
If not, we might have to go the long way around, which
Oh,
would be
yeah.
annoying. Because there's a question mark on that entrance, so it might not be accessible. Some places are blocked off. But feel free to just roll past
buddies!
enemies.
Die,
Watch out, those guys
die!
explode.
They do what? She says as it explodes. How do I not die then? Brains!
The enemies in this game are spooky but delightful.
They are. Like little floaty brains and stuff. Like kind of like Terraria enemies.
And you can see the little sword at the bottom of the screen shows how much experience we have in terms of getting to next level.
We're at 2! Cutting grass does not give you experience.
For some reason. Unlike in real life.
Gives you mad experience.
Okay, so there's goo here.
Ooh. What does that mean?
I guess it means we have to go the long way.
What if we cut it?
Nope. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Phooey. Okay. I'm gonna grab my notes.
Okay.
Put this receipt back.
Okay. What do you have notes on?
Topics.
Topics?
Huh.
Coffee and conversation?
Yep.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
If you were any kind of tool, what would you be? Miter saw. So,
That's spooky.
okay, so Jordan and Mort, you guys have been sitting there muted. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. To answer the question, I don't know the level of appropriateness. I would be a hoe.
Oh.
Nice.
Jordan is still going out for his beer run.
Oh, I thought he came back.
I think he did come back.
He is. He's just on mute, so he's talking to
Okay,
himself.
there we go.
It's all good.
Jordan, if
There we
you
go.
if you were any kind of tool, what would you be?
Geez, that's a good question.
It's really serious. Think a lot
I
before you
know,
answer.
like, this is life-defining decisions right now. I want to say hammer because it's the first thing that popped into my head, but I think that's just
Classic.
because I don't know what a lot of tools are. So,
Okay, well let's while Lizzie and I go the long way around to get to this place we're trying to get to.
you are lost, it feels.
It's I know where
You're
we are.
mowing the lawn.
We just keep wanting to cut down all the grass. We got a lot of money. We got like 70 schmeckles.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So when can you use the 70 schmeckles after you die, which will inevitably happen in what, in a day and a half now?
Yeah, I think that money will carry over. And I don't know, maybe levels also carry over because that would be great.
That would be nice.
What is your goal in this game for those of us who were watching the stream like me and don't know what the goal is?
Oh, we got to defeat Mormo. And I don't know how tough Mormo is. Ooh, there are rats over here. But probably really tough. And because like in the tutorial level, you go and you try to fight Mormo immediately. And then Mormo just kills you in one hit. So,
How do I eat things?
oh, you have to either assign it or go to the inventory.
How do I take this medicine?
I need to take this medicine.
I don't know. How do I
So the
do
way
this?
you select.
I was just gonna die.
I am gonna die. On accident.
Press Y.
Why?
Oh, you have to select. So select medicine with the D-pad and then press Y.
I am pressing Y.
Oh, that should do it. Here, go into the menu. Go to the menu. Now just scroll over.
It looks like she's shooting her grenade launcher.
Where is... Okay.
Scroll over to the bag,
Okay.
and then select that. Select that. Oh,
I need a medicine.
Maybe you're not poisoned anymore, so it won't let you use it.
Oh, maybe. I'm eating a donut. It's happening.
fair.
Num 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 num.
Okay. I went in too fast. And that was my fault.
So let's check map real quick. Yeah. So okay, we got to go down and then back up. We can stop by the lighthouse.
Cool.
But yeah, so we gotta defeat Mormo, who is this evil force that shows up every 100 years to this island and just makes everything miserable for everybody. Just ruins everybody's good time. And ooh, more medicine. And when we inevitably fail and are killed, we will just be the characters that show up 100 years later to defeat Mormo.
I die. I live. I die.
Oh, that's really cool though. And you use the same sword, I assume. Like I was reading about this game a little bit.
Yeah, the sword, because I think it's when you die and then it fast forwards 100 years, you have to go find the grave of your original character and you get the sword and all the items.
That's cool.
Notice from the
Sounds
mayor's
like-
office: increased monster
like-
sightings have been reported in the beach area. Please take
no.
appropriate care.
Oh, no.
Oh no, you hurt yourself. You drowned.
Okay, so you can't swim. What's in here? Just so everyone knows, you can't swim yet. Okay, I'm gonna knock something over. Is that a walrus?
It's kind of like Rogue Legacy, like that.
It is a
where
bit
you,
yeah,
the-
totally.
The new generation or whatever. Which that was a game I was super addicted to. So probably gonna like this one.
Oh my god, how did you do that?
I don't know. Wait, why am I hearing an echo now?
I don't know, I think we got a little excited. Do you hear it still?
No. That was so. I just heard an echo for like 1 second and then it went away. Okay.
Here's the question: do you
Do it
have
again. Yes!
the stream open on your browser?
No, I don't.
is muted.
I have it open on my tablet, which has the volume turned all the way down. Arfer.
Let's
I was playing it through my speakers, and maybe that is what you heard. I don't know. Because you guys got really excited.
Yeah, that might have been it.
So I'll wear headphones from now on.
I did just get really excited when you lifted me in mid-game.
Straight up Titanic style.
Yeah. So this guy, as I recall, because I've talked to him before, you can find crates along the beach, and if you give them to him, he'll open them for you, and they have stuff in them.
Oh. But we don't have any crates.
No, we don't right now. We can also just chat with him. Nice walrus man. It's been a while since I've spoken to anyone. It's rather solitary life as a lighthouse keeper, you see. Yes, Mr. Walrus, it's true. I choose it because I rather like my own company, more so than that of others anyway.
Mrs. Arthur?
But now later in life, I wonder, did I isolate myself too much?
Oh, no.
What did I miss out on? Oh, listen to me, going on about stuff I can't change. What's the use in that, eh? Tomorrow's another day. Wow, he was like very serious and contemplative.
Well, yeah, he's having like some sort of existential crisis.
Let's not talk to him anymore. Can we go to the top of the lighthouse?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because is this a symptom of like a really terrible situation where these characters or these people have to live immortal lives along with Mormo, where they're basically under his evil control? And when you think about it from their perspective, the heroes are literally losing every time.
Yikes. Hey, there's a crate.
Yeah.
Darkest game ever.
This game thinks that it's nice and light, but it's not. Anyway, but we do have real topics for tonight, which we'll probably finally get into. So because we're playing this game and it's very sort of cartoony and inspired by cartoons, man, I don't know why his box to like talk to him, there you go, is like really hard to hit. But since this game is very cartoony in the art style, Ancient Tablet version 9.0.
Oh, God. Go to the Hall of Swords to read all the logs you've recovered so far.
Boring.
I found a book.
Found a book.
Ugh.
So this game's obviously inspired a lot by cartoons. I was gonna say the art style of it is very reminiscent to like Adventure Time. And because of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about cartoons tonight with our guests, and just like, what cartoons did you watch growing up, and have they influenced you?
That is a great question.
Yeah, Jordan, you can start because you talked.
I was thinking, well, just now it popped into my head, Animaniacs.
Oh.
Was a game that I loved the Super Nintendo game as too, but I loved the TV show as a kid, and I think that has defined part of my humor going forward. Being like theater major and stuff, I loved the cat and the dog, Rita, and she would do all the musicals and sing. I don't know, just that show was very, very clever.
It was really clever. That was like, there was this weird period of time in the 90s where Steven Spielberg decided he was going to make cartoons. Or he was going to fund the making of cartoons.
Right. Influence them in some way.
Yeah, so that was Animaniacs and Freakazoid.
Yes.
Which I loved Freakazoid.
Oh, yeah. That's quality cartoon. That was so good. The theme song was amazing.
Oh,
it would get stuck in your head for like days.
I have not seen Freakazoid.
You are missing out.
It's a hidden gem. Okay, best part about Freakazoid, though, the villain, the big villain, there's several villains, but the main villain is voiced by Ricardo Montalban, which is, like, amazing.
I kind of recognize the character, but whoa. I feel like I missed out.
Oh yeah, he's got like a partner that is a
Cosgrove.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Cosgrove, yeah. And they ask him, or no, who's the Scottish guy?
Oh, I don't remember.
Scottish guy?
I don't remember the Scottish guy. I just remember the detective, like the beat cop, who is his friend, whose name is Cosgrove.
Who's his friend? Cosgrove,
and whenever they're supposed to do something serious, Cosgrove always like invites him to go out eat somewhere instead. Like, I think they go to like a convention at one point. I don't know.
But there was an episode where they're in the sewers, and the whole episode they just keep talking about poo gas, like it smells like poo.
Yes.
And he's like, "What do they call poo gas in Scotland?" And the guy's like, "Oh, crud vapors." And they're like, "Oh, it makes sense." And that has stuck with me for like my entire life.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh, it's so good.
So Lizzie, if we go over, here's the dojo for the Kung Fu bird man.
Is that where Sensei lives?
That's where Sensei lives. You can talk to Sensei. And you can do a little mini dungeon where you pretty much just fight certain monsters. It's not actually like that exciting. So maybe not do that, but definitely like go talk to him and say hi. Ooh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, these skulls are treacherous. They let out a little buddy of evil. Stay back.
Okay, yeah, let's go talk to Sensei real quick.
Sensei!
Okay, so very good, very good. We're on the final day. Well, game's almost over, everybody.
We're screwed.
Good luck.
So more what cartoons did you watch when you were a youngin?
I think growing up, okay, this is this is gonna be kind of weird because I actually never really watching too many cartoons other than probably Simpsons, and I think that's a pretty classic and generic answer. I think a lot of people kind of grew up watching, but Beavis and Butthead, which I don't think can actually properly say that it was influencing kind of my day-to-day storytelling life, other than just pure shenanigans, and I've always been a big fan of shenanigans. But Beavis and Butthead was one of the few things growing up that was kind of interesting because, you know, it goes to the day-to-day life of these two idiots, right? Watching music videos and kind of just doing shenanigans around the town, and that's honestly like kind of one of the things that I guess kind of influenced more of my style, kind of growing up in terms of just being that guy who's awkward and kind of just being kind of the outcast in that way. Didn't necessarily do the pure shenanigans like they did though. But Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead were some of the only few cartoons that I would watch growing up, because we did grow up in a weird era where I actually grew up watching more horror films than anything else, which is kind of off topic.
That's interesting. That's like, I would not have suspected that you grew up watching a lot of horror films. One of my older siblings, or my older sister was pretty big into horror movies, but I was always too much of a scaredy cat to watch them. Fun stories though.
My parents were naughty in the sense that they I was always around whenever it came to those Friday night late night horror movies. What was the HBO Gilbert Gottfried style? Does anybody remember those? Where Gilbert Gottfried back in his prime on HBO would basically go and present a new show, or Tales from the Crypt, that type of style.
Yep.
Which is large in part of what influenced Morte's character or persona, really kind of is Tales from the Crypt. But again, it's not really cartoonish. So.
I'm also too much of a scaredy cat for horror films, and my wife loves them. And I've gone like a couple times to the movie theater with her, and I just can't handle it. I just do not do horror well.
Yeah, those jump scares, they get me every time.
Oh, I hate it. And you know it's coming, and then it still gets you.
Yeah. Oh, it's the worst.
Whereas, like, she loves it. She's like, don't you feel like the adrenaline right now? And I was like, yes, it's terrible. Like, why do you like this feeling?
We're both really hurt.
Yeah, let's see what kind of food we got.
Give them donuts.
Yeah, we got one donut and one cookie.
I'm gonna have a cookie since I ate 2 donuts already.
Check that bag.
Let's see. We have a lot of money right now, so we could potentially go back to town, but we need to find...
We don't have time!
Yeah, we don't have time. We need to find a, one complaint about this game. Sometimes you run over monies and you don't pick them up all the time. But we have money so we can buy more food to eat, but we don't have time, so let's not do that. And let's just get to the place we're trying to get to, which I believe is the first dungeon, I think. But if we find a Kazoo bus station, then we will take that and go back to town and then go back to, our place. Oh, there's also Astro.
I went to community.
Oh my gosh, you guys just left a huge pile of money down there.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
This hurts me.
I'm sorry,
Like
we're communing with Astro
The
right
OCD level is
Yeah.
right now.
especially watching it on a like 4-second delay. I'm like, what did you do? You had 4 seconds to figure that out.
So I will say this more to the topic though. One thing that since so we talked, growing up watching a lot of horror films as opposed to cartoons like a normal child would. When I was an adult, one thing that we did, both Mrs. Morte and myself, is go through and watch. Like one thing that is very influential in terms of storytelling elements and stuff was Adventure Time, and that's one of those cartoons that my wife and I just like. We downed the entire episode like list in like weeks in a week. I'm super addicted to that show. It's so weird and quirky, and it's it's basically cartoon D&D, and largely inspirational in terms of like what kind of crazy wacky stuff you can always come up with, and nothing seems too ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And Pendleton Ward, who created Adventure Time, talks a lot about how D&D inspired a lot of that show. And there are a lot of visual references, but there are even some like very direct like joke references. There's an enemy that shows up. Like there's one episode where they go into a dungeon. Wait, hold on. There's a kazoo bus stop. We can go back to down and get food and heal. Ah! Watch out for that monster. Kazoo! Why can't I pick my destination? Are you sure you want? No.
I haven't
there we go.
gotten into Adventure Time, but I do love Rick and Morty, and with Dan Harmon and Harmon Quest and all of the D&D stuff he's been doing. It's just, I don't know, kind of back on topic, but yeah. But you got a kazoo now.
Yeah, Harmon Quest. The animated portions of Harmon Quest are like amazing, and I love how they're done. But yeah, there's a segment in Adventure Time where there's a monster who says, he knows, he keeps saying how he's like he knows like he has a 30% or a 60% chance to just know everything, and he's like, so he keeps calling Finn like Phil or something because
that cat
he's a scary cat. And his whole character abilities are a joke. Just buy as much food as you can. All his character abilities are a joke on how in old school D&D monsters have abilities where they're like, oh, there's a 60% chance this monster will like know this thing or something like that.
Right.
It's awesome.
The AD&D times.
Yes. Okay, so now we spent pretty much all our money.
Buy out the whole store.
Buy out the whole store.
Oh, what do the bombs do? What do the bombs do?
We won't find out because I spent all our cash.
Oh my gosh.
It ignites everything. It's a kaboom radius. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, but is it a hot dog? Question. All right.
So now let's go back to the kazoo place.
Kazoo.
Where was the kazoo place?
It was up.
Okay.
It was to the north.
There's also a thing that I think Matt Colville points out in one of his videos that stop talking to Mason. Mason's a loser.
I didn't mean to talk to Mason. I already talked to him and he had nothing to say. He's not original.
Oh, I should also eat something. I'm really hurt.
Yeah.
Is there incentive to not waste any resources until you can finally just buy out all the stores and eventually go into the last battle with just like all of the donuts?
Well, the stores have a limited supply. Also, we haven't been there yet, but the toy shop basically has different cool items that you can get, and they're very expensive. So like one of them is a laser ring, which sounds awesome, but it's like it's like 1,200 gold pieces or something crazy like that.
Wow.
So I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna buy that. Not in this playthrough.
Eat the burger. You deserve it.
No, I'll eat the dog.
Yo, dog.
Oh, we also have regular bombs.
What?
Yeah. I didn't realize.
Oh, nice.
Let's, we have 2, which means there's 1 for each of us.
That's cool.
And I'm going to assign it to a shortcut for me.
Cool. I'm not. I'm just gonna hit stuff. Like this zombie! Died!
So
Die.
if you're worried about getting hit by an enemy, you can always use the roll thing to roll away.
Oh, that's a good point.
Real quick. Oh, all the grass is regrown. So yeah, there's that thing in Adventure Time that Matt Colville points out, that no character in any fiction has a stated alignment except for one, because there's an episode of Adventure Time where Finn says what his alignment is.
No, that's so true. That's right. I remember that. And that's one of those direct references you get to actual D&D.
Yeah. Or maybe he doesn't say. I think he might say he's chaotic good, or he might not say specifically what his alignment is, but he says he can't do something evil because that would be against his alignment.
Yes, I think it's the latter. Yeah, I think it's that one.
What is this?
This is the dungeon. Hey, there's
Puku.
Puku. This is the celestial bug.
You're strong enough to activate it and get inside.
Cool.
Aw, thanks, Puku.
We can finally play a dungeon.
Yay.
When are you gonna get your Puku tattoo, Lex?
This game just came out today. Give us some time.
Yeah, geez.
Well, I'm sorry. I was just, inquiring minds want to know.
Where are you gonna get your Puku tattoo? That's the question.
I mean,
That is the question.
well, what's funny is that, like, you don't know, but the town we live in has, like, an abundance of tattoo parlors. It's got, like, a ton of them.
It would not be hard to get this done quickly.
Yes. I have a multitude of options. Yada, yada, yada.
A. Oh, did we not mention there are trials here, too? Ditto's not known as the Isle of Trials for nothing. That's my voice.
Okay, sure.
I'm workshopping it.
Workshop it. Okay, so let's
Constructive
see.
feedback.
There's a switch.
Oh, but what did the switch do?
It made the wall go away.
Yeah, but what if that's not all it did?
Bum, bum, bum.
Too late. Oh.
Don't step on the spikes. Why do you go back for?
I didn't mean to.
You
I meant
know-
to go sideways.
A game or a cartoon that actively influences my D&D decisions today is the Disney television series of Aladdin.
Ooh, yes. That was a
Which
great
was-
show.
Really good. And I did what Morty did, and I googled 90s cartoons, and now I'm just looking at all of them and I'm like, oh, Aladdin was so good. Like, the stories were good. I loved the magic in it, like with all the weird genies and sand, and it was fun.
I remember there was a character who was an evil, like, lich type dude whose name was like I am a ghoul,
Oh god.
which was great. So I'm gonna use my Nerf gun to shoot this switch over the spikes, and it works.
Oh, but I'm trapped now. Hold on.
Oh, you know what? There's more torches to light in the other realm. So go back down there.
Oh, now I should go back.
Don't go back that far.
That's what I thought you meant.
No, go up.
Oh my god.
Okay, now just light the torch things. Okay, now let's shoot this again because I think we can shoot through. Yes. Okay. Ooh.
Oh,
yeah,
that
be
was
careful.
close.
All right. So you go. Actually, I think we can both just go up here.
Let's try it. Ooh, woof.
And light these torches. And
Oh.
a chest. And the door, but I want that chest.
Well, maybe we'll come back.
No, I'm getting it now.
Okay.
I'm
that's
getting
fine.
it now.
It's fine. I ate all
Yeah.
your hot dogs.
It's a companion cube if I ever saw one. I didn't think chest when I saw it.
What's in there? Oysters?
It was just a bunch of money.
All right, let's eat.
So I was going to talk about some amazing cartoons
Oh, Snapple.
that I have gone back and watched. Oh, there's spikes. There's lit torches.
Like the
there's
Pirates of Darkwater.
Dude, the Pirates of Darkwater. I was going to talk about the Pirates of Darkwater.
Yeah, I knew you were.
Because Pirates of Darkwater is sick AF. I like how the spikes are just a different color after I hit the switch. And the trap is in a different place. Evil batteries!
Oh, Oh, snap.
Oh, don't step on those buttons, by the way.
I didn't step on the buttons, but it's following me. Die, die, die.
This is the first time I've actually seen this. I've heard of this thing, and this is freaking awesome looking.
Oh, Pirates of Darkwater?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, no, watch the intro. It got canceled, I think, so they never finished it. Like, they were gonna... they had all these plans to... Yeah, they had to collect, what, like 9 or something different things? I forget what they had to collect.
The
but they
12, the 13 Treasures of Rule were the...
That's what it was. Yeah, thank you.
I've been rewatching... I didn't watch Pirates of Darkwater very much as a kid. Like, I watched a couple episodes, but it wasn't on TV that much. But as an adult, I went and I bought it, and I bought the complete series, and it's like fantastic. It's so good. The problem with Pirates of Darkwater is the first 5 episodes are awesome, and then the little thing, you pick that up. I don't know where we... Oh, you know what? I think we put it over here in this little nook here. So yeah, the first like 5 episodes are one complete story.
Oh, that's cool.
And then after that, it becomes a Monster of the Week show, and it gets way worse. So, oh cool! We solved the puzzle without really even talking it through because it wasn't that hard. A chest, companion cube. So, and there's the key which we need to get into that door that was over there.
Let's go do it.
Okay, so one thing I will point out about this game is the puzzles are like fun and very intuitive.
Yeah.
They're not too hard. They're totally doable. And you feel pretty smart when you do them. Oh, what? Cats!
No, but they're not good.
Oh, they fire bombs.
They're bad cats. Bad kitty. Oh, you bitches. Oh, oh, oh.
Ha, I made you drop your bomb next to yourself.
Oh, they're like weird portal cats.
Why am I on fire? Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
Well, roll. Use the roll
Oh,
thing.
that's right. I can roll.
Yeah, that's the thing you can do.
This is funny, watching you guys.
These cats are awful. Okay, so I'm going to try and Nerf gun one when he pops up. Oh, no, there's a thing in my way.
Oh, I hit the... Whoops. Oh, no, I'm dead.
Cat.
Oh my gosh, the cat is evil.
I got killed by my own stupidness. Oh.
Where, yeah, there you are.
No!
No!
1 HP cat. 1 HP cat.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh.
Hold on, I'm going to bring you back to life.
This is hilarious to
With
watch.
hugs.
So you could bring people back to life by hugging them in this game, which is great. Yeah, the cat's going to... Yeah, got blown up by his own
Sweet.
thing.
We used a wall.
So we used the wall. That's how we saved the day. But okay, so those when one of us dies, the other one can hug them back to life.
Mm-hmm, but it takes their health.
But it takes half of the health of the person who does the hugging,
Okay.
just like in
Like
real
a
life.
real hug.
Yes,
Let's
just
be honest.
yeah, just like how you bring people back to life in real life. This is actually how you get your doctorate.
I'm so glad it's real. It's a really realistic game.
So we'll probably need to eat some food now. Do we have any food left?
I
Yes.
thought you meant in real life. And I was like, well, I've got Reese's Pieces, Sour Patch Kids.
Ooh, milk heals you like a good amount. Squeeze from a cow's dangly bits. I didn't even read that the first time.
Oh, wow. That's oddly terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can have that cookie or maybe the burger because you're pretty hurt.
I'll have the cookie. It's fine. Okay.
All right.
That's good enough to get us through.
But yeah, Pirates of Darkwater, I strongly recommend that to anyone ever, but anyone who's into D&D. So let's try and flank this robot fool.
All right. We got to bring this up though, since we're talking about kind of D&D and cartoons. It's got to come up. D&D cartoon. Who watched it?
I have watched all of that. I didn't watch any of it when it was out because I'm a little too young. I'm a little too youthful.
How old are you guys? Because now I want to know if we had the same childhood.
Oh, I'm 29. Lizzie, you're a little younger than me, right?
Yeah, I'm 27.
I'm 30, so
Yeah.
I just turned 30.
I'm 35, so.
Okay, so you grew up as an '80s boy.
A little bit. Like I remember watching Alvin and the Chipmunks and stuff, but and maybe I was just a nerd too, but I really remember watching a lot of cartoons in the early 90s. That's kind of where I formed a lot of my cartoon memories, but
I can't think of because the cartoon like I remember like Cartoon Saturdays, right? There wasn't so much like memorable cartoons that I remember watching other than like X-Men.
oh yeah, that was a great one. I watched that
X-Men.
in college afterwards. We like downloaded the whole thing and rewatched it.
Yeah, that was one of the few cartoons that was actually really good. Teen Titans was also really interesting to me.
Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab was really good.
Teen Titans is
but I
more
feel
of
like-
a 2000 show, isn't it?
Is it really?
No, Teen Titans.
Oh, kind of.
It's been around for a while though. I feel like.
So I don't know if we can kill these guys.
Well, it's okay. It says press A. I'm pressing A.
Oh, you could drag them because they're boxes.
Oh, so
So you drag them you can drag them off of the cliff, maybe?
maybe, but I feel like maybe we have to do something with them.
I don't know where I'm supposed to put
Oh
them.
no! Why am I dead? Why?
Hold on, let me bring it back to. Ah! Did I just kill myself? No, you don't die from falling off stuff. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn off the dark here, real quick.
I just saw that.
Spider-Man,
Okay.
turn off the dark.
This is a nightmare.
There. Oh no, there's just red ones.
Mad.
Hold on, I'll hug you back to life. We're both really, really hurt, and then we're gonna run away.
Running. Oh, but they follow. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Let's have a sandwich. Oh no.
Only one burger, but 2 people.
You should have it.
I'll take it. You have to
Bum,
get
bum,
out
bum.
of the menu.
It's. Oh, sorry. I was hungry.
So, what was I gonna say? What was I talking about? I don't even know anymore.
Pirates of Dark Water, Dexter's Laboratory, Teen Titans, early 2000s.
Oh, so Teen Titans is there's been like 2 iterations of that TV show, right?
Yeah.
The early 2000s one is great and amazing, and Ron Perlman is the voice of Slade.
You do get hurt if you fall off stuff.
Yes, but I think you only get hurt a little.
Yeah, but you know how much I needed to get hurt to die? A little.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I'm trying to make sure this guy hits me as little as possible.
He's hard to beat.
I have a sticker that makes it so that that I can break through shields, but for some reason he's still not getting hurt very much.
It's a robot shield.
He's made of metal. He's a metal man. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back just so that we can flank him because this is ridiculous.
Drop one of them bombs, dude.
Oh, that might work.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea, but I only have 2, so I'm very hesitant to use them in case I need to use them like on a puzzle or something.
Die, die, die. Where's my sword? Yes. Die, die.
We did it.
Oh, these...
Oh, we're actually like pretty close to gaining a level.
Okay, but these stinky buddies, I'm a little worried about.
Oh, shoot them with your Nerf gun.
Oh, that's right.
Oh!
Well,
I'm glad we didn't hit them with our
sorry.
swords. Because, yeah, they set
I
on
think
fire.
the stinky ones are fire.
Stinky urns.
Stinky boys. Oh, they don't know that's a thing we do.
Oh, yeah, so Lizzy is in my Tomb of Annihilation game, and we've just started referring to, like, all of the different kinds of monsters as something boys. So, skeletons are bony boys.
Bony boys.
Zombies and ghouls are fleshy boys.
Fleshy boys.
Oh, Flesh Boys. No, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's bad. What were some of the other ones
What
we
were the
had?
tarot men? Were they flappy boys?
They might have been. What are we supposed to do here?
I don't know. We've got to get.
We don't
this-
have any other keys, right?
Yeah, and this is just behind a wall.
And there's no torches to light.
Unless we just throw a. Oh, unless we unlight.
I don't think we can put it out.
Yeah, we can.
How?
Opposite day.
I'll swing at this lit brazier with my torch. That'll put it out, right?
Well,
That's
I
how
thought
torches
we were
work.
able to put the other ones out.
Come and stand over here on this thing. Let me see if
it
these are
takes
pressure
2.
plates. They're not.
Do you have to have 2 players to get through these puzzles,
I
or
don't
is this a
think-
one-player
I don't
game?
think you're supposed to need 2 players. I don't think. Are there any rooms we haven't explored? Ooh,
Yeah.
there's a room down there we haven't explored.
Yeah, and one off to the left.
Yeah.
Left and bottom.
Well, bottom I think is just the entrance to the dungeon.
Mm.
So we got to go down this way. We got to go back across where those stompy things were. I'm sorry. But we got to do it. Don't worry, they're... Oh, no, they're still here.
Oh. You...
What? See you guys.
Okay, but what's over here? Anything?
I don't think there's anything over there. So, as we try and figure out this puzzle... yeah, what were the other names? We don't call Yuan T Scaly Boys.
We
Although,
don't?
I think we have on occasion, but mostly we call Yuan T Sneeple.
Oh.
Because they're snake people. So they're Sneeple... Sneeples love Snapple. I don't think we had any other goofy names for monsters. It was mostly just... I think it was just the fact that the early parts of Tomb of Annihilation, you fight lots of undead. So we fought lots of skeletons and just started saying bony boys all the time.
My boys!
But what is this little crystal ball over here?
I don't know, but now there's a little electricity thing.
Oh yeah, we have electricity meters and I don't know what they do. So that's a thing. Let's ignore that crystal ball for the time being.
But what if I want to shoot it? It
Yeah,
didn't work.
hit that switch.
This switch?
No.
What switch?
That one.
I don't have a cool laser gun.
Oh, a
like
button.
you.
Yeah, you do. You have a Nerf gun.
Is that what it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we just need to hit the crystal balls with our swords.
Okay, that works.
So go and hit that crystal ball.
I did hit it already.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, it's on. We just gotta get across there somehow. To that other one.
Literally standing in fire.
Whoops.
How are we gonna get over there?
Um.
Oh, now you're on fire.
Uh,
Oh, we could hit it with my Nerf gun.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That does work. Excellent.
Okay, turn the fire off.
Top drop roll doesn't apparently work in this game.
It does, but it slows down the burning process, but it doesn't actually like immediately stop it. Let's see what's in this chest. It's probably the key we're looking for. Yeah, it is.
Totally is.
I'm glad that we're about to get to the boss now that we have no health and no more healing items.
But maybe we'll find a donut in one of these pots. Not yet.
Not yet.
What are these green things?
I think they're teleport pads.
Where do they teleport you to?
Probably outside the dungeon, right? But, I mean, I guess we could buy more food, but then we'd have to go all the way back through the dungeon. Although we do have the key now, so we wouldn't have to find that again, I don't think. Oh, there's nothing in that pot. So I don't know if I want to teleport out of here, but...
I know.
Do it. Teleport out of there.
Okay.
No!
Listen. Give the audience what they want.
Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, so Pirates of Darkwater is freaking sweet. Oh, for those who don't know what Pirates of Darkwater is about, I don't think we covered that. Are we at the entrance to the dungeon right
This is
now?
the beginning.
Okay, so we can go outside, use our kazoos, and then buy food.
Okay.
But Pirates of Darkwater, kind of self-explanatory. It's a world that is basically entirely ocean, but there are some islands here and there. And basically everyone, you know, is on the high seas. And there's this stuff called dark water, which is, I think it's a metaphor for crude oil. But it's just dark, like oily water that's sentient and evil. And it like swallows up ships and like tries to destroy islands and stuff. Yeah, Puku, I know. Yada yada yada. So let's use our kazoos. Go back to
12 hours.
12 hours remain. The moon.
So do you get teleported to the end boss or something at the end of 12 hours, or?
I have no idea.
That's a good question.
But so the main characters are trying to find the 13 treasures of rule. Oh, and the world is called the World of Myrrh. And they're trying to find the 13 treasures of rule so that they can destroy the Dark Water. Is basically the things before it like envelops the world or whatever.
Is the real treasure the friendships you make along the way?
Maybe. They never finished the series, so we don't know.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's so sad too.
Although to be fair, I haven't watched all of the episodes. I have like 5 episodes away from watching all of them. So, oh no, he didn't restock.
Yeah, there's no food.
Hold on, maybe we can find a hot dog stand. So there's
How many episodes were there?
You know, off the top of my head, I don't
21.
know. Oh, okay.
21, yeah. I just looked it up too. That was a dumb question. But now everybody knows there was 21 episodes.
Yeah, which is not that much, but I would recommend like the first 5 episodes are like top notch because they are actually like you could watch them like a movie. That's like how the story flows. And yeah, it's just pirates. It's like fantasy pirates, and they're like awesome like monsters. Like the bad guy, what's his name? Lord Bloff. Is like a pirate king, and he sails around on a ship that's made of like dragon bones.
Whoa.
And he has a monster called what is it called? The Tentacus or something? I don't remember. But it's basically a big, horrible, like, squid octopus creature that he keeps in the hold of his ship, and he just, like, feeds people to it when he's mad at them. Oh, you know what? Maybe we could buy a sticker. Maybe buy some more stickers. If we can't get health potions and things,
God.
get some stickers. So what other shows did I want to mention? If anybody watched that Titan's Grave show that was Will Wheaton DMing and, like, Laura Bailey's in it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's he talks about how that's heavily inspired by Thundar the Barbarian, which is an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon that was basically like a serious version of He-Man in like a post-apocalyptic Earth. And it's really good, but it's just very dated. Which is its big problem. It's just super, super dated.
Let me ask you this: Is Titan's Grave kind of would you kind of relate it more to like a Etherpunk style game, or is it true robotics type thing?
I think Etherpunk is probably the best way to describe it. Just me. Just my thought on that.
I have a cartoon I would like to mention.
Okay.
Gargoyles.
Ooh, Gargoyles.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good
I
one.
remember that one.
Mostly because I loved Star Trek The Next Generation, and all of the voice actors were from that show.
Oh, they were. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah,
Factoid.
Maria Sirtis and Jonathan Frakes, I think, and a couple others.
Awesome.
That was a good show.
Lizzie, do you want to get the match sticker so you can light things on fire better?
Absolutely, I do. Character choice.
And I'm looking at things like Doug, which was a great show. It ran from 1991 to 1999. That's amazing.
It's crazy. That show was
Like, I thought that show lasted 2 years, but no, that show lasted 8 years.
And like with Doug, it was weird because it was owned by one place. Well, was it on Nickelodeon for a while, and then it was on ABC, or the other way around?
It was on Nickelodeon, I think, and then it was on Disney.
Oh,
Or maybe
Disney.
it was on Disney and then Nickelodeon. I don't remember.
I think, Disney bought it after Nickelodeon. I think you're right.
Go ahead and let's equip our stickers.
Yeah.
Only I had a tool like the internet to look it up and see.
Do we have to open sticker packs?
We don't have any packs. I think you get those when you beat boss monsters and stuff.
Cool.
Okay, let's okay, so I've got my sword. Ooh, you have a head sticker too.
Yeah, it was Nickelodeon, and then Disney bought it. After 4 seasons on Nickelodeon, it was bought by Disney to keep going. And they put their
That's
logo
pretty
on it.
insane.
So then it was Disney's Doug after that, rather than just Doug.
Apparently, we can both equip the same sticker, which is
How do I
really
do
useful.
stickers?
Oh my gosh, you have so many options. So you can either have the can opener one that I have that gives you can go through shields easier, or you can have the increased attack power of the Eagle Claw, or you can have increased fire elemental attack.
Fire elemental.
Here's another. Okay, so Arthur is still going.
What?
It is?
No, really?
The last episode to air was in September 18th, 2017.
Wow.
Actually, sorry, season 21 has just started on October 24th.
Oh my god.
I didn't realize because I'm looking at these cartoons. I'm like, Arthur was definitely one that I remember watching. This is like after school things like X-Men. Arthur was one of them. That's crazy that it's still going.
Jesus.
Do you know they remade Magic School Bus? There's like a whole new Magic School Bus now.
Is it as good as the first one though?
I don't know. Miss Frizzle has nicer hair, and so I'm like a bit concerned.
Wasn't it on Netflix
What?
though?
And like
Yeah.
Tailspin was only 1 year. Rescue Rangers was only 1 year.
Dude, those shows were
1989 to
rad.
1990.
How did those not
Those
last
were the
longer?
best shows, and they were only one season. Like one, like what? 24 episodes? How many episodes is Tailspin? This is ridiculous.
Ooh,
Tailspin.
Oh,
has
65 episodes.
episodes.
Never mind. I don't know why it said that. It said 1990 to 1991. They didn't make 65 episodes for 1 year.
I was gonna say it was just a really good year.
It was a good year.
Yeah, they did, man. That's nuts.
Captain Planet. So to this day, I still on my the plastic ring that holds cans together, I'll like scissor cut them up because of Captain Planet because I keep
Yeah.
thinking little fish get cut in, or trapped in them.
I do that with when I'm brushing my teeth, like in the morning, because I turn the water off like in between the thing. Because one time on Sesame Street, they had a little sketch where you took all the fish's water from his lake and you kept the water running, and it's in there. It's in there now.
So we're really close to leveling. So if we can find a big group of monsters, we can level, and then our health will replenish. Because that's what happens when you level.
That would be nice. Let's find some monsters.
Or if we just find a freaking donut,
That would be great too.
but all we find is money. We have all this money,
So
but no
Lizzy-
food.
Lizzie's 1 HP then.
Yeah, she's at 1 HP.
I'm awesome.
With
You
her
guys
fire
watch,
sword.
Mighty Max at all?
I watched a
Yes.
little bit of that, and I remember liking it, and I should go back and try and rewatch like the other episodes.
That's like Pirates of the Dark Water. Like I feel like I should rewatch that and I might appreciate it. I vaguely remember it, but
Yeah, man.
I just
was...
remember wanting to buy. It was Polly Pocket and Mighty Max.
Yeah.
There was the boys' version of Polly Pocket, which was Mighty Max.
that is true. And it was just full of monsters and skulls and awesome.
Oh, what is this?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a button!
Look at that! All that cutting
Actually, I don't
grass.
think I actually remember this cartoon. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I just remember buying those little Mighty Max toys.
Oops.
We,
We
fell,
fell in a
we
hole.
fell in a hole. Now it's loading a mini dungeon that we fell into.
Bunna, bunna, bunna.
Uh,
Bunna, bunna, bunna.
yeah, I mean, there are certainly that don't hold up. That's definitely a thing to be cautious of. But I was, and like I said, like the first 5 episodes of Pirates of Darkwater are awesome, and then it sort of becomes like a generic
Yeah.
fantasy adventure show. But the but like Freakazoid still holds up really well. What were some of the other things I wanted to mention? He-Man is kind of funny to rewatch because it's so stupid.
Watch out, the rats do poison.
What else have I been rewatching? Oh, this is the only stuff I've been rewatching, but there's a new show that I've been watching that's, I don't know when it started, like a few months ago, maybe in the fall, on Cartoon Network, and it's like one of my new favorite shows, at least in terms of cartoons, called Craig of the Creek.
What?
And
That's a
it's
great name.
Yeah, it's just about this kid who like he and his friends go down to the creek where they have like their little hideaway area. They have like a stump. Oh, you fell down a hole.
Where?
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna hug you back to life.
thanks.
And they have a little stump that they can hang out in, and they're like, I don't know. There's this weird. The creek has this whole like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a place that is like a neighborhood. It's where all the kids go, like after school, in the suburbs, and they just all have the different kinds of kids have different hangouts. So like in one of the episodes, there's the kids who play paintball like left their designated paintball zone because they're at war with each other, and it spilled over into the rest of the creek.
Oh wow.
And there's lots of really fun references. Like at one point, they had to go talk to the elders, the creek elders. They went and found this like cave, and they went inside, and all the characters in that show are like grade school or high school. And the creek elders are just a bunch of or grade school or middle school, and all the elders are just like a bunch of high school guys who are playing D&D. Also, one of the characters, what's her name? I think Chelsea, who's one of the main characters, it talks about how she is a human paladin. We found a donut!
Yes! I'm sorry, I ate it.
You didn't eat it yet. You just picked it up. You haven't eaten it.
Pocket.
Okay, maybe save it for now. I don't think these enemies are very hard. And if we can gain a level, we'll go back to...
Oh, come here.
Yes, we gained a level!
Yes!
Now our
we
health
look so cool.
Our health replenished.
Sweet. Die, scum, die.
A hot dog!
You guys are rolling in food.
We're flush.
So we should go back to that dungeon now because we have a little bit of food and... Ah, I'm on fire!
Oh, stop, drop, and roll. Oh, I'm on fire too.
Yeah, no, we both was on fire.
Sorry. Wasn't paying attention. I want to go this way.
Okay.
It's too late. I went.
Oh, we both took very little damage from that fire, so I guess it's not a big deal. But yeah, so Craig of the Creek I highly recommend it. I'm not selling it very well because I'm sort of concentrated on this game. But yeah, Craig of the Creek, there's lots of fun references in it. Also, for those who like cool indie punk rock music, Jeff Rosenstock did the theme song, who is the dude behind Bomb the Music Industry. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but they're a fun band.
There's a lot of references and names that I'm not familiar with.
That's fair. It's fair enough.
Sorry, I'm watching a trailer for Craig of the Creek.
Dude, doesn't it look good?
I just watched it too, and it looks pretty good. It's similar to this artwork style as well from this game. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the game artwork style for sure.
It's definitely like a kid's show. You know how like Regular Show came out, and that when people watched that, we're like, oh, this isn't a kid's show. It just happens. It's just a cartoon for adults. Craig of the Creek is a kid's show, but it has enough fun little winks to adults that I think it is worth checking out. And it's very wholesome. It's maybe not as wholesome and amazing as like Steven Universe, because I don't think you can top that show in terms of wholesome and amazing stuff.
No.
But it's pretty good. Wow, this is a very complex dungeon. There's just
I think we're just going around in circles a little bit.
Oh, I see. So we should go back to the boss place. Although I want to see what this switch does.
Do it.
Whoa! Yeah, let's go back to the boss place.
But what did that do?
Oh, it opened the door. That's all. You just pulled it and it opens the door.
This door?
No, just the door that was right next to it.
Oh.
Oh, also the countdown is not happening while we're in this dungeon.
That's interesting.
So that's good to know. So when we're in the dungeon, time does not pass. Which is super relevant because this game has a timer and a lot of your time is spent in dungeons.
Oh, look at that thing.
Oh, those things explode when they die as well, but there's like a timer on it. So they don't explode immediately. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lex, I think I need to take off. Can finish my editing and cleaning up my house.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Jordan, thanks for joining
But
us.
this was super fun. Thanks for including me.
I didn't even get to the second topic. I'll ask you real quick before you go.
Okay.
In terms of indie RPGs, have you seen the stuff that Questing Beast posted about Knave?
No, I have not.
Check that out.
Check it out.
Because it looks really sweet, and I totally want to try it. I want to play that. I'll play that business. I'll talk about it.
Sweet.
We'll talk about it more without you after you leave.
Okay.
But definitely check that out, and everybody check out Jordan's work on Forgotten Realms Explained YouTube channel. And he also does the Saturday morning D&D show on Saturday mornings.
What?
Yeah.
And it's great. And
which we might be turning that into a podcast soon too. Like we'll still stream it live, but I think we're going to make it into a podcast for people to download
that'd be cool.
I don't know, it just seems like a better fit than like being on YouTube, but we'll see. Or maybe I'll do both. I don't know.
Either way, check out his stuff. He's also on Patreon. Check that out.
Yeah.
And
Forgotten Realms Explained. Google search it and you'll find me.
Yeah, and he's soon to go to Thailand.
Whoa.
Yeah, in a couple days. It's going to be exciting.
Very
That's
cool,
awesome.
man.
That's awesome.
So follow me on Instagram to see all the cool
I forgot
Thailand photos.
Instagram, sweet. But yeah, so thanks again for joining us, and I hope you have
absolutely.
fantastic trip.
Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys later.
Bye, Jordan.
And good luck with the stream. Have fun with the game. It looks awesome. I think I'm going to pick it up tomorrow
Do it.
because it looks really, really fun.
All right, man. It was awesome having you, dude.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. All right, now it's just the three of us.
Okay.
Things can get intimate.
So what do we think about Jordan?
Oh yeah, give me some of those Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, get in on this.
So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about indie RPG stuff, because great segue into this because Morte is still here. I am in a game that Morte DMs over on his Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Morte's Magical Wares, right?
Yes, that's right.
And it's a Dungeon World game.
Oh, God.
For those who don't know, Dungeon World is the Apocalypse World system. So it's a very sort of narrative-driven, role-play-driven RPG system. And all the dice rolling is resolved with 2d6 and like adding a modifier, and then like checking the appropriate sort of like ability like chart or what have you. And the classes are very similar to D&D. Except yeah, everything's very like streamlined, very basic. But
I would say basic is probably the right way to go. But modular in the sense of storytelling.
yes.
Because everything is very much like should be able to fit kind of what you want to do as in terms of a storyline. There's no mechanic in which you're going to be hindered from being able to do something based on what you want to do. I think older versions like Pathfinder and some older versions of Dungeons and Dragons where you want to charge, you want to go. You want to do crazy maneuvers, you need to go get a feat, in which case I need to go level up and do all these crazy things. Versus Dungeon Worlds, it's like, I do that.
I just do it. It's done. I've done it.
Like, yes. All right, you succeed. You did it. You done it.
Yeah, and I like Dungeon World. I think it's a good time. Let's see, other indie games. I've run some of Dungeon Crawl Classics. For Jordan, actually, and some other people. And I like that system a lot. That is an OSR system, so it is very much inspired by first edition D&D. But they managed to streamline a lot of the things that were complicated and cumbersome in that. And somehow create new and exciting complicated parts, but it's a really fun thing if you're into that sort of OSR classic role playing. And
yeah, I really like Dungeon Crawl Classics, but the people I play with are very much 5e diehard fans, and either want 5e style gameplay or the simplicity of Dungeon World.
Yeah, I think that's one of the OSRs have their own pretty strong community, but I think that is still a very niche community even within RPGs, because like you said, a lot of people who play RPGs either they want to play D&D or like Pathfinder, or they want something that is just very different in terms of simplicity.
I will say that there's one example that was kind of brought up my way a while ago, was something called Mage the Ascension.
I've heard of that, but I've not played it.
If you've played it, you would probably have either I love it or what garbage is this kind of mentality to it. Because the book is like about 800 pages long. And it's one of those systems where you kind of define, it gives you the mechanics to build your own spells. It gives you the mechanic to build your own, like you're a mage that has to go, that lives, that's particular to this universe, but like the idea is that it gives you all of the mechanics to build the character specifically that you want to play, even more so than like Pathfinder, for example. If you're rolling your character, you know that these are the mechanics, these are the feats that I want to take to define my character. This is more about like, here's how to build spell mechanics. And it gets pretty interesting, but it's very, very, very complicated. But some people who are all about like, this is my character, very, very, very specific to what I want, as opposed to D&D 5e, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna play mage, and I've got one of three potential possibilities that I could choose from, and then just say my backstory is probably gonna define my character, as opposed to the mechanics that I can do.
Totally. Yeah, that systems looks interesting, and what I was talking about earlier with Jordan before he left is there's this YouTube channel called Questing Beast, run by this dude named Ben, I think, and he's great, and his channel's great, and he does OSR stuff, like he writes OSR stuff, and he made this thing called Maze Rats, which I have not played but looks interesting, and he is working on a new system right now called Knave, and I've only heard him yeah, there aren't pressure plates here, we don't actually have to step there, we have the key. Do we want to eat anything before we go into this boss chamber? Probably should.
Is that NAVE or
yes, or it's KNAVE, and it's basically the way he described it in his YouTube video, because it's not for sale yet. But the way he described his YouTube video is it's OSR, so it's very similar to D&D in the sense that you have hit points and AC, all that stuff. But instead of having classes, it is a classless system, and the way you have a class. Yes, it's got no class.
You're a classless system.
No class.
The way you have a class in it is there's a very simple encumbrance system in the game, and you basically pick up different items, and depending on how you spec yourself in terms of items, that's what your class is. Huh. So if you want to be a fighter, you just grab like armor and a sword and a shield. And if you want to be a wizard, you just find different spell books that have different spells in them and just slot them into your inventory.
You just become
That's pretty dope. There was go ahead, finish it.
I was just gonna say that means that you can literally like decide like halfway through a dungeon that you want to play a different class character and just do that, because you can just change the stuff that's in your inventory, and then you're playing a different character basically. But yeah, no, so we're about to jump into this boss chamber, so we'll see how crazy that is. But Mort, go ahead with your thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say one really cool concept we did, or rather that I've kind of mostly observed, is it wasn't nearly as modular as that, where you could just go change your class willy-nilly like that. But we had a Dungeons and Dragons game. It's still actively going on. It was a play-by-post, and the way that it started out was everybody got a commoner stat block, and you were commoners in a town, kind of given the old kind of rat quest, go to the dungeon, why are rats the way they are, whatever, and as you needed a skill, you rolled for your skill on the spot. So you had the commoner stats, and if you needed to do a strength check, you would roll your 3d6 or 4d6, drop one, and that would kind of ultimately determine what your class was based on whatever you did, however successful your rolls were. And then eventually, when you got to a certain level, you would be able to choose the class that you wanted to take on. But I liked that concept because it basically just gives everybody a common stat block. You just got a name. You probably got a little backstory about it, and then as you start exploring and doing things, you're starting to find your way. Those cats just killed themselves.
Yeah,
That
they
was
did.
amazing. But yeah, I really like the concept of like rolling characters that are kind of just to some degree kind of random.
Yeah, that is always kind of interesting, and you see that a lot. You see the idea of random character creation a lot in OSR games, because they want it. Because they want like that high lethality. Oh, I see what's happening in this room. The spears hit the switch.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. So wait for them to hit it again, or I guess we could hit it, but we can wait for them to hit it again, and then we should just be able to roll out. Oh, I fell.
Oh, no.
Man, I'm not. What?
I just took one. It's, let's just take it. How do we get through here?
This is gonna be a nightmare.
No.
Y'all are gonna die.
There's a button. I need to eat something. I thought this was just gonna lead us to the boss chamber, but it leads us to like the second half of the dungeon.
Oh, wait.
Poo
Poo. This isn't good. Yeesh, they really weren't messing around with those trials, huh? No, that's like a Cowardly Lion thing. Let's maybe. You control Puku.
Oh no, shadow versions of us!
Holy moly!
Well, good luck. Okay, I'm gonna jump into the menu and eat something real quick.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Boop a doop boop boo. Gotta have that dog.
Get that hood dog.
Okay, we don't have any food left.
Alright, let's attack!
What about, have you guys ever tried to get into, have you guys actually checked out, this isn't really an indie system necessarily, but Pathfinder 2.0, and gotten to see like the changes they've done? I feel like in response to D&D 5e.
I have not checked it out yet. Oh man, I'm so glad that you did that, because I was dead, and if you had died, it would have been game over. But we did. We defeated the boss.
Woo!
Shadow Link.
No way, that was a boss.
Take that and that.
I mean, it is the first dungeon.
Oh, this is true. And you only have 4 hours left until you literally die.
Oh, yikes. Oh, but all our health is back. That's so nice. Oh, what is that?
A drone. It's a drone. You can film footage with it. You spy on your neighbors if you want.
That's pretty
How
sweet.
modern. Press Y to switch control of the drone to your hero. Hold Y to explode.
Nice.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Well, we would teleport out of the dungeon.
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah, no, so I haven't tried the new Pathfinder system. One of the things about Pathfinder that I have always found kind of hypocritical, sort of, is that when Pathfinder first came out, right, it's supposed to be like the fixed math version of second edition, or of third edition. And it is, or was. And then what I started seeing after 5th edition came out was a lot of the Pathfinder splat books. Like 5th edition came out, and they have that whole thing where the skills are way simplified, right, as compared to 3rd. And the first Pathfinder splat book that came out after 5th edition was released gave variant rules on how to simplify skills in Pathfinder so that you have less of them, and there's a static number that applies to all of them.
True, right.
And I was just like, you guys, you're not even like, you're just ripping off D&D with this. That's like all you're doing. So that like kind of bugged me, and I don't know what the playtest material for Pathfinder 2.0 looks like, but if it ended up being like stuff that looked very reminiscent of 5th edition, I wouldn't be surprised, but would also be disappointed. So I hope that it's significantly different, but again, I don't know what it looks like.
I mean, one of the most, I guess, biggest differences that I've seen is just how they track initiative for the most part. This is the only thing that I really kept up with, so there's probably a lot more things to talk about in that way. But like they track based on time versus number of turns per round, which I mean, in a round is 6 seconds, and you could break it down that way. But they take it more down to how many seconds, and you don't have. So in old Pathfinder, I believe you had a move and a standard move, or rather a move and a standard action and a. Oh my gosh, it's kind of fleeting my mind, but basically they just give you kind of cost economy, and you can use that economy to do anything. So as a first
Oh,
player, so as a first player like fighter, you could spend all 5 of your actions attacking with 5 attacks, but they have systems built in to say like, okay, well, the more you attack per round, you have a deficiency that's applied to your bonuses because it's kind of overpowered to show up as a level 1 fighter and say, yo, I'm just gonna do five attacks. But by the time you get to the 5th attack in the real system, the way it's implemented is you have like a minus 30 to it or whatever, Pathfinder ways. But by the time you level up, though, a minus 30 might not actually be that detrimental. You just have action economy, and you can spend that economy however you want.
huh.
And that's actually kind of cool. I like that idea. They don't break it down into complicated. In my opinion, it's not really a complicated, but more about action, bonus action, and reaction, and you have all these different things that have to apply differently versus I have 5 turns and I could do anything with those 5 turns.
Yeah, that's something we see more. I feel like in video games than in tabletop RPGs, like having sort of like this system where it's like, here, these are the points you can spend on your turn, like Divinity Original Sin.
Yes, exactly.
So I thought that was interesting. Oh, so Lizzy, we still don't really have any food.
Yeah.
We've got an hour and a half.
Y'all got about a minute and a half left.
Yeah. So why don't we just go to Mormo? Like, it says to go over to the special place, but why don't we just go to Mormo's palace? Actually, no. You know what? I want to see what's in this special place because we are really close.
Special place.
I forget.
So, what about the powered by apocalypse stuff? So that's kind of fun. Like, been the foundation for most indie systems, I think, like Dungeon World and Numenera, I believe. You've got
I didn't think Powered by the Apocalypse was a Numenera thing. I'm sorry, I didn't think Numenera was a Powered by the Apocalypse thing. I could be wrong, but I didn't think they were the same.
I think I'm wrong on that one. But the Sprawl was specifically one that I was thinking of. Monster Hearts is, that's right. That's what I was confusing it with.
Definitely.
But the Sprawl was one that was I kind of want to be in a game or run one that is in the Sprawl because I love the idea of doing something that's cyberpunk related. And this seems to be kind of like a cool opportunity because Powered by Apocalypse is, in my opinion, just kind of like very, very, very simple, and you can just build on it because it's just plain, Powered by Apocalypse by itself is just, here's a 2d6 system and you succeed or fail or whatever. But I like that many systems have adopted it and kind of built on it their own mechanics in addition to whatever the base Apocalypse system is like.
Yeah, I've always wanted to mess around and try and do my own thing with the Apocalypse system, but I've just never had the time. Ooh, money. So, in this game, in Swords of Ditto, I think we should try and see if we can buy any food, and then just go to the final dungeon and defeat Mormo, which we probably can't because
we're babies.
we're only level 3, right?
Yeah. I wonder what level you need to be to defeat her.
Or is it a matter of like the number of items that are unlocked throughout each death?
It could be that.
You explore further out into getting higher level items. I'm wondering if you could like just power run it in the beginning, just keep going left or something like that.
Just keep going left. Okay, so we already have a bunch of stickers. We have more stickers than we can stick.
Okay.
So we don't need any more of those. We have 400 gold. We'll see if there's any food, and then we'll see if there's any toys we can buy.
Okay.
Man, I wish we had enough money to buy that laser ring. It's like 1,200.
What? That would be awesome. Check K.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, do you want to buy bombs first? Or do you want to buy food?
We need the food. The bombs would just be fun to have. So let's buy the food.
Milk. Chocolate. Donuts. No wonder we're getting our ass kicked. We just have all this crap.
It's just too many it's just carbs, just empty carbs.
Okay.
Actually, let's exit out of here because we already have a bunch of medicine, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, we have 5 bottles of medicine because we like never have to use it.
That's crazy.
Let's go to the toy shop. We probably can't afford anything, but we'll see what they've got.
We have so much money. I'm a toy bot.
Nerb. Menu.bat. Welcome to the toy shop. How may I be of service? Check out the toys.
Well,
Also,
you
upgrade a
check out the
toy.
toys.
Is it? Can we upgrade toys?
I don't know.
Upgrade.exe. Fatal error. No upgrade materials held. So yeah, I think there's actually a lot, like, as you do more playthroughs of this game, I think there's a lot more content that you can sort of like uncover.
That's cool.
Because apparently, you can get raw materials to like upgrade items, which is something we haven't seen at all yet. But let's check out his toys he's got. So yeah, this is the sweet laser ring, originally used to send cats into a frenzy. This device has been overclocked to pack a punch.
Snap.
So I assume it's just like a laser that you can fire at stuff, which sounds awesome. But yeah, it's 1,200 gold, so I can't afford it. So we can either buy some bombs or we can save our gold, and then when we come back in our next life, we'll just have more money.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life. It's called inheritance. Keep the estate tax, or get rid of the estate tax. I don't know how things work.
Get rich so that your children can be rich, and then their children can be rich, and then their children can be rich.
Ivanka Trump.
Yeah! Systems of inequality.
This stream just got real serious.
No, yeah.
Real politically incorrect. But yeah, I don't want to buy any toys.
Got political. Too real. Shut down. Bad. Thank you for your custom.
Dude, he dances the robot dance while he talks to you.
Oh my god, he does. May fate shine before you.
Nerb is the best. Alright, let's
I
go.
love the dance that he's got going on.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
He's got sweet moves.
So let's go and fight Mormo. See how far we can get.
Fight, 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 fight. Shut up, Mason. Get out of here.
Oh, Mason's the worst.
I keep bumping into him. He needs to get out the way.
So, let's see
Where
here.
you at, Mormo? I like this little sword guides your way.
But yeah, I want to... So I think... Maybe it wasn't you, Morte. I think it was Clay from Terminally Nerdy. Always... He sings the praises of a lot of people, mainly because he's just a sweet man. But he was recently, I think, singing the praises of the Kobold Press Patreon. Because the way that works is you pay $1 and you get access to just like free PDFs that they put out, or rather, you get PDFs they put out for free on a monthly.
I wish I'd known that, because I've like literally found starters in the most expensive possible way.
Well, the thing about Kobold Press, or at least their Patreon, is they put out a zine that's just like lore for their Midgard setting and new monsters, and I think there might be like mechanics and dungeons in there sometimes, and that's like every other month they put that out, and it's usually like a $5 thing. So if you pay $1 to their Patreon, you get those for free whenever they come out. So it's a great deal in that sense. And there's some other digital content they put out that you get for free as well. But like you don't get any of the books for free or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, because I got all the books. I gotta say, the Tomb of Beasts was a really cool book. A lot of really cool inspiration. Each of the beasts are incredibly overpowered, or unbalanced in some way or another. But they have very cool inspirational ideas for monsters to bring into the game. You just gotta kind of, just in my experience and of having been played against the monsters or using the monsters, they're incredibly difficult, to say the least, but really cool ideas. I liked there was one particular monster, I think it's a mirage. It's a desert monster that looks like a giant pool of water, that actually turns into a giant pseudopod monster. And it's not real water. But it's a basically gelatinous cube that's full of water that punches you.
Oh.
Really really weird monsters like that, but it's really cool content. They do come out with a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. They're sort of the way they do their Patreon. We came from the top of the room this time. The way they do their Patreon is very similar to. I don't want to hit. These guys are level 6.
Y'all are dead.
Yeah, there's no way. Watch out, he's gonna blow up.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
can't evade
That was only 40 damage of your 160 health. Yikes.
Got a bunch of gold for our next life. Do you want to go this way?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't have any of this uncovered. Oh my gosh, there's like 5 levels to this dungeon.
Oh dear lord.
Oh no. Oh no, this is not gonna go well. This dungeon's huge.
That's okay.
Go until you're dead.
Go until you're dead, which will be pretty soon.
Mash the buttons. I want that gold.
Okay, so this is the skill cap right here. You don't even get to see Mormo
Yeah.
until like basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna
wow,
imagine
we
levels,
did.
they're gonna be like level 10.
We beefed it.
We did not last very long. I should have brought you back to life. I didn't think they'd kill me that fast.
We just got too eager.
So yeah, note to self: the final dungeon, you got to be at least level 6 before going in there.
Yikes. We try.
That was, but hey, we'll be able to keep most of our stuff in the next life. And lo, did the sword fall to the ground, dulled in light and blade, like so many before and so many to come. Their one glimmer of hope extinguished, the people bowed their heads as Mormo re-energized, tightening her grasp over Ditto. In secret, they prayed for the one thing that might deliver them from this evil, the next coming of the sword.
So my my dark story to this is not too far off. These guys are forever enslaved.
Yeah,
to Mormo's power.
And I think that the more times you have to regenerate to do it, the worse the world is. I mean, we're gonna find out in a second, but because Mormo's now been in power for like an extra 100 years, the world is probably just crappier. You've been chosen as the next Sword of Ditto. You can feel free to move that mic a little closer.
Well, I tried to, but then
it's swung away. I see.
That's probably
all right.
Probably okay.
If my character ever wakes up.
Wake up, girl. Get up.
Press start. That's. You're a robot man.
Stop it.
Can we open this chest?
I can't open it.
No. Maybe we can't do anything except walk around until we get the sword.
Oh, we gotta get swords, yeah. I can't believe I'm a robot.
You're just like Nerb.
I'm just like Nerb.
Fan favorite Nerb.
You ready for some puzzle-solving, monster-bashing, world-saving action?
Yeah, I am.
Too bad.
Stop naysaying and start slaying.
Oh, yeah. Let's go get our
So
sword.
Pew is the only one that's like who gets to inform you that you're now the one. Gives you the sword.
Yeah. So you're just an average Joe until that celestial beetle comes down. Let's dig up our own grave.
Seriously?
Oh gosh, it's so bad.
I mean,
it's so bad.
That seems to be what's about to happen here.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's see how much stuff we retained.
Oh, you've got like a cool Wonder Woman crown.
Yeah, that's great. And a red outfit. I feel mystic power coursing through your veins, renew strength through your forebears. You become the Sword of Ditto. Well, looks like we have the same number of hit points and we have the same amount of money.
Sweet.
That's pretty good.
Probably something heavy and spiked. Ha. So
But you're still level 1 or level 3 like when you
I
died?
don't know. We'll check in a minute, I suppose. So let's get into this inventory here.
We don't know where anything is.
Oh, we have milk
And sushi.
and sushi,
Gross.
and we have the kazoo and the popper, but we don't have anything else.
Don't eat that sushi. There's no way that's good.
There's no way that's good.
Been sitting-
Okay, so we don't so we don't retain items because all of our stickers and stuff are gone.
That's annoying.
But we are level 3.
Cool.
So we retain our gold and we retain our level. I'm not gonna equip that. So you can go ahead and set your. Oh, look at your little robot head.
That was so cute.
You done it.
I did that.
You dang did it. Cool. So, yeah, this spooky effigy, it's kind of freaking me out.
Wait, what the hell is
Whoa,
this?
a cat cavern.
Cat cave.
Cat cave. Oh god, these enemies are much harder. I'm gonna throw a rock at you.
Little mice, come here. Oh my god, so many brains.
Level 6 brains. They've hurt me a lot because they're level 6 brains.
Damn.
Let's see what this cat cavern sign says.
Wow, y'all are dead.
Fall Thrall
Mort,
Depths.
shut up.
Stop bringing us down, Mort.
What? Now, okay. Do we want to go in the cat cave? Question.
Should we go to town for? We can't afford anything.
We can afford plenty of stuff. Look at all that money we got.
It's true. We could try and buy some food and heal. I don't know how difficult the enemies are going to be in the cat cave. They might be easy or they might all be level 6. And then we'll die. Let's go in the cat cave and see how tough it is and then we can come out.
Okay.
I think we shouldn't be trapped there. Probably not. Also, the entrance is just adorable.
Yeah.
How horrible
right?
could it be?
We get in, it's like level 20.
Oh no.
Cats throwing bombs everywhere. They surround you.
Whoa.
Oh, not what I expected.
Look at this cat. Snorkel.
I've got some things for sale.
Yeah, this is actually pretty dope. I don't know.
Yeah, this cat's awesome. He's got a great mustache.
Okay, so this cat has nothing.
Wait, you couldn't view his wares?
Yeah, he was like, I can't find any of them.
Classic cat. Also, they're all around us. How does he not know? What? So maybe we need to like unlock something in the world to be able to shop with him.
I think so.
Let's see. Did you try chatting with him?
This game is dope. I'm just gonna have to pick it up. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, what was I gonna say? There's something I was gonna say that I was going off this Patreon discussion with. So the Questing Beast guy who sometimes writes OSR stuff and he's writing the Knave thing. He has a Patreon and apparently he does a similar thing to what Cobalt Press does. So if you support his Patreon at any level, and I think there might only be one level and it's $1. But definitely if you support it at the $1 level, you get anything that any OSR stuff that he publishes for free, and you get access to playtest material.
That's really cool.
So
I gotta say, man, the Patreon $1 method is the way to go.
Dude, it's so good. I need to shift.
It's just $1, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where if I was producing like DM's Guild or other type content on the regular, I think that's just the method I would go with.
Yeah.
But I'm not. So I don't. But maybe it will come to a point where I am, and then I'll probably switch to that method. So let's see. Do you want to try going into this house, Lizzie, that was up here? It was like
Isn't that just where the evil dude is?
who sells cool stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe. It looks different than it did last time, but it might still be him. Oh yeah, it is still him. Ha!
Cool. I love it when we do that. Oh, he is kind of different.
He's flop. Okay, let's see what he's got.
Oh, you can buy that thing.
Increases ether
A
elemental
grimoire.
resistance. So yeah, if you want to be like a mage in this game, I guess you go to him to spec for that stuff.
Cool.
Seems super expensive to buy into.
It does, yeah. So let's go back to town and buy some food.
Cool.
His town.
It's this way.
I like how not only are you a robot, but the thing on the top of your head blinks.
Well, obviously.
Obviously.
What kind of robot would I be if I didn't have a blinky light? Oh, hey, what are you doing fucking up my town? Get out of here. Sorry.
This guy's level 3.
Die. I'll take your silver, or I'll be stuck behind this tree. That's okay.
I'll
too.
try and take your silver, but I'll be stuck by this tree the whole time. So let's see what things we have access to if we kazoo away. Oh, like every place has a kazoo.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Except none of the places that we uncovered last time are even there. What's this place?
Yeah, you'd think the world map would be the same, but for some reason it isn't.
Oh, it's our house.
We're back home. We came back home.
That's some bullshit.
But yeah, I want to try and get into more OSR stuff and some of these and some more different simplified systems, just because of how good Dungeon World is. I want to like try out other stuff like it.
Yeah, I think Dungeon World is kind of like the pinnacle for it for me, I think. But there's, let's see, is it there are other, like I said, Monster Hearts was one, but that's definitely not a style that I think to. The Sprawl was another really good version of that. Apocalypse World was another really good system. But I think what was that other one called? Uncharted Worlds? I'll have to look this up.
Haven't heard of that one. Lizzie, so since we don't have any stickers anymore, maybe get some basic ones. Like that fire one was really good that you got before.
It was.
So maybe buy
Yes.
that again.
Uncharted Worlds. It's the way they describe it is a space opera pen and paper role playing game. Space fantasy supplement. So so basically, this is one of those things where it's like you're in space, you're doing like it has a whole bunch of mechanics built on top of it, but it's again built on top of Powered by Apocalypse. So super easy 2d6 system. This one just came out not too long ago, I think. How old is it? I guess Drive-Thru RPG doesn't tell you how old the thing is, but but again, it's one of those. I think I'm just kind of into cyberpunk in space because I haven't been able to play it ever, or I can't find anybody who's willing to play it. But really cool concept though. So 2d6, or rather, Dungeon World, but in space.
Cool.
The artwork is even the same. Yeah, laser guns. Heck yes. Moves are pretty much done the same way. Oh my gosh, do I want to run this?
Did I just fall in love with this RPG system? Yeah, no, I want to like, because I've been looking up a little bit about like what qualifies as OSR stuff for like Drive-Thru RPG, and I'm like, man, I would love to make a game system that's OSR that's like either themed around like a Pirates of Darkwater type theme. I mean, it wouldn't be called that, obviously, but like that kind of stuff, or like a Flash Gordon type thing, because Flash Gordon is like so much fun, especially the Flash Gordon movie. The TV show is also amusing because it's old and silly, but the movie,
super old, yeah.
man, that movie, so good. Haley, the shopkeep.
I haven't seen a system that's actually really good with doing like boat combat or like just a pirate scene in general, because we wanted to do something that was more Viking themed originally when we were trying to find a concept to run, and we're still kind of trying to decide, and we're like Western themes and stuff like this, and somebody suggested like Vikings, and I was like, dude, that would be freaking insane. Just from an old Nordic style of game where you're doing a lot of exploration on uncharted lands, and you don't necessarily. I haven't quite found a rule system, OSR or not, that does boats well. Like just in general, like pirates and interactions with other boats and other people like that. And I think that's the same problem with space opera stuff too, because not too many people kind of jump in on that and try to define what it is to do that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time people think like, oh, we have a system like, oh man, toys are still expensive. They think, oh, we have like, we want to have boat combat in D&D or something. So they make up a rule that they can tack on to D&D for boat combat. And I think, 5th edition is a little better for that than other editions have been. But I think if you want a game that's about doing stuff in boats, you have to design the core rules of the game to be about that, right? You can't just tack it on later.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think 5e is definitely trying to push out more modern system rules, and there's definitely a lack of foresight when it comes to that, because it seems like all they did is kind of reskin the spells to do certain things, and I don't really know if I kind of agree with that necessarily. They're like, oh, you're a medic. Okay, well, that was just take the paladin class, and we'll just reword, basically change all paladins to the word medic now. And you think of things like that. I'm just kind of like, I don't really enjoy that. I'd rather have a system built for the specific scenario that I'm looking for, or like you said, have a system that's modular, and that's kind of like the thought process going straight into it.
Ooh, yeah, totally. We're talking to an old man turtle. Togo. I guess.
Are the people the same in this? Like, have we talked to the same guys?
Some of the NPCs are the same.
Okay.
Lick's sticker shack Lick is still the same.
Okay, so is it point of contacts or like major store owners or major points points of interest is what point is. It the major point of interest is that are the same and the townsfolk are different?
I think it's just the townsfolk are different, but also the map is different, and like the arrangement of where generally like all the different places are is very different. Also, we found that cat cave, which I mean might have existed on our first playthrough, but I don't know where it would have been.
Well, this town's name is even different. The last one was Dittoton, and this is Dittochester.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'm assuming it's Dittochester based on where we live, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's Worcester.
It's spelled like Gloucester, so it might just be Dittoster.
So let's get out of this TV.
You don't want to read the storyline?
No. I want to hack things up.
You want to cut grass?
I want to cut some grass.
Let's do it.
So no, I want to so we're supposed to go to a certain place on the map, but I think there's high level monsters there, so maybe we don't want to go there right away.
Oh, what's this?
Ooh.
What's this?
There's a hole.
I want to go down it. I can't go down it.
I guess we can't. Let's see if there's another button somewhere, just like last time.
Question.
But we should try and find some more, like maybe another mini dungeon or something that we can use to level up.
This tree has a hole hole in it.
Uh-oh. What are they using that for? This is a kid's game.
Oh boy.
Actually, I don't necessarily know if this is a kid's game. I mean, it basically is. Because I've seen nothing in it that it's particularly bad. I guess we could go north because we're right there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just see if we can find anything cool.
I'm sad we can't go down that hole.
Unfortunately.
Damn. Alright. Out, point. It's a whole field of grass. Coffee! Oh.
Oh, what is that? Whoa! You've opened the door to a battle thing because they're swords. Let's go do it.
Let's do it. All it took was fire!
Oh, but yeah, so this game has given me like serious inspiration for stuff to do with Dank Dungeons. Oh, it's another like weird shop type place with like a Jace who looks kind of like a goat man.
Yes.
Oh, is this the blacksmith?
I assume.
Yeah, I'm Ditto's blacksmith.
But yeah, the idea of stickers, I think, is something I definitely want to do in Dank Dungeons.
That's fun.
Because it's such an easy way to upgrade an existing item, right? It's just like, these are magic stickers that give special effects. You could just slap
like
them on
that.
an item, and then your item can do that
That's
thing.
a great idea.
So wait, what did that guy...
We need materials.
Oh, this game and its materials.
I know. I'm not here messing with
Hey, there's another cave over here.
What?
Ooh, and a slug man.
Slug man.
He's level 4. More like level...
No more.
No, yeah, there you go.
So when is season 3 of Dink Dungeons going to eventually come to fruition?
Oh, so we're having a meeting about that on Thursday. Right?
Tomorrow.
I thought it was... No.
No, it's the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, tomorrow's Wednesday. We're definitely not doing it tomorrow.
I don't know what
Because
day
I
it
have
is.
plans tomorrow.
You have plans.
Hey, I have a life.
Uh-huh.
So, the... Ooh, chocolate.
Nice.
Yeah, we rarely ever find food, but it's always nice when we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're having a meeting about that with the cast tomorrow or Thursday night. And we're going to talk about it because I have a bunch of plans that I want to do. Oh, no, a zombie. And I can tell you right now that in terms of Season 3, the plan is that we are probably going to film it in June. Probably early June. And then we are and then I'm just going to be editing it until like August or September. And that's when it's going to actually premiere. I have fun plans for equipment to use. Oh God, that was a trap. I hit a trap. For equipment to use for season 3, which includes one of the ways we want to film it that's a little different than the way we film past seasons, is we want to film the whole thing in one like 3-day weekend. And part of that is because Davis, one of our cast members,
He's out of town now. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, he lives in Boston now, and we are all in the western part of the state. Is there nothing else in here?
Well, I bet we gotta turn off the dark.
I don't know how to put out torches. I only know how to light them. I only know how to destroy.
I cannot create.
So I don't know how we... So there was like nothing... But there can't just be nothing in this cave.
I know.
Maybe we're supposed to fall. Apparently
Nope.
not. Nope.
Not over there anyway.
What other... Yeah, let's see if... No, my nerf...
Tried that.
I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to do in here. So let's go out.
Okay.
But yeah, so Davis lives farther away. So the way we were gonna plan it is he's going to he's free weekends most of the time anyway, but he'll maybe take like a Monday off of work or something, depending on if we want to shoot for that long or just do it in a weekend. I think we'll probably just be able to do it in a weekend, but and he'll just come over to this end of the state and like probably stay at my house or something.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I get to sleep over with Davis.
Sleepover.
that actually might either be fun or horrifying.
You know, I think it's going to be a little bit of
A
both.
little bit of both. We'll stay up late and watch movies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we're gonna and the shooting plan is that we would just get everybody together and start shooting at like 9 a.m. because all the episodes are like 1 hour each. So we shoot in 1 hour increments, and we just shoot like 2 or 3 episodes, and then break for lunch, have a nice lunch, and then shoot like maybe 4 episodes, and then maybe break for dinner, and then shoot a couple more.
You know what this means, though? Is that Davis isn't going to be late.
It's true. He can't be late because he'll already be there.
It'll be impossible.
It'll be impossible. But the idea with that is, like, if we actually do that schedule on, like, Saturday, right? We've shot, like, 7 or 8 episodes in one day. So then on Sunday we just shoot, like, a couple more, and that's, like, easily a whole season. The only thing I guess we could get burnt out on is we're just playing D&D for like the whole day. But some people love doing that. I'm actually not one of those people, but people are into it.
It's a long day. It's gonna be a long weekend.
It's gonna be kind of a long weekend. Maybe we'll split it up. Maybe we'll decide that it's gonna be like a 10 episode season or an 8 episode season, and then we'll just be like, okay, that means we only need to shoot 4 episodes today. So let's make sure they're just 4 like really good ones. We might do something like that. But I think with that kind of schedule, we can shoot a whole season in a weekend. And the other cool advantage to that is I can rent really nice HD cameras from Northampton Community Television. And I can rent them for the weekend. And then we just have them for all the shoots.
That would be nice.
That's really cool.
Because their equipment, like, people rent their equipment, so renting 3 HD cameras from them, you know, won't be easy, but if I'm, you know, doing it 2 months in advance, not a big deal. So that's
I didn't even realize
plan.
that was a thing you could do. Is that just because you know people, or?
No, I mean, most community access cable television stations, that's like what they're there for. Their thing, though, is that if you use their equipment, they usually say, like, okay, you're using our equipment, which means whatever you're making needs to follow our guidelines in terms of content, so it can't be, like, porn. And that stuff that you're making needs to be given to us so that we can show it on our channel. And I imagine that maybe some community access channels might have a rule where, like, you can't show it other places, maybe. But that has never been something I've encountered with my community access cable television station. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, all of my stuff airs on their station, and then I also like put it on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, no, community access cable television stations are awesome. They're like a really cool community resource that people do not take advantage of enough. And I think maybe the reason people don't take advantage is because, like, people don't watch them very much. So
That's true.
So I think that maybe people think, like, oh, well, if we can only have it shown on there, then what's the point? Because nobody watches it. But like I said, most places are probably going to be like, oh, yeah, we want to be able to show it on our place, but then you can also, like, put it on YouTube and whatever. So
I know for me, I was looking into, or at least wanted to look into doing public radio. Like if we did a podcast, like we could air potentially like a podcast type thing. It would be super late night, probably 3 a.m, because that's the only slots that you'll probably ever be able to get for public radio. But I thought that was an awesome opportunity, though, because you know it's different audiences and different people that get access to that stuff, and you know it's an interesting mechanism. Because after I saw that you guys were like actually legitimately putting your stuff on TV, I was like, what other things could we do? Because that's pretty cool.
it is pretty cool, and it's one of the things I want to do, and maybe I'll start doing it with season 3. It's just kind of a ton of work, so I haven't like gotten around to it yet. But one of the things I want to do real bad is just because you can like go to Wikipedia or whatever and just find a list of all of the community access stations, like, in the country. You should roll.
What?
Lizzy, you should roll because you're on fire. You should also eat something.
First,
But
I'm
you
gonna
should...
have a donut.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna roll.
Then I'm gonna go for a roll. But yeah, I wanna. You can just find a list of all the cable access television stations in the country, and I would be like, oh, they all have emails. What if I just did like a MailChimp like batch email to all of them, and was just like, hey, do you want to show my show? And like most of them will probably say no because I'm not from their community, but I'm emailing like 500 stations or something crazy like that. Because each state has like one station per town, if it's like a big enough town. So even if like a reasonable percentage of the yes, my show is airing on like maybe 100 television stations across the country. And even though people don't watch them very much, that's still like hugely beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, where do we want to go? Hold on.
Oh, because I accidentally went that way.
Okay, you went that way.
Whoopsie doodle.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh. Yeah.
beacon and cops.
But yeah, I also want to do the main show as a podcast, but that's just like so much editing work that I have not been able to do it yet. Like the first 2 episodes of season 2 actually exist as podcasts, like in a podcast form, because as like edited, and they have like royalty-free background music and like really nice. We like Chris and I did a bunch of extra audio editing on them, so they sound way nicer.
Yeah, some like sound effects and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they're also edited down, so like whenever we talk about that's cut out, I actually go through and cut out all of the times they say and ah. So
Oh wow, that's a lot more work than I probably would have done.
It was a ton of work, but the end product was like real nice. So that's look at all this stuff. So that's something that I want to do for like all the episodes. But I just like that's why I think I put it as like a Patreon milestone, because I'm like, yeah, if I'm getting paid for this, I'll do it. But if I'm not getting paid, it's too much. It's too much. But yeah, what were the other things? We're gonna discuss other things at the meeting, including one and streamed stuff, because Davis really wants to do lots of stuff, but obviously he is not in proximity to do lots of live stuff, or I shouldn't say live, but lots of in-person stuff. So instead, I have ideas of doing streamed things where I have like 1 or 2 of the cast members, and it's like maybe a 3. Can you move down just a little bit? Yeah.
I wanted to see what was up here.
Oh well, I do too. I just wanted to get that bag of money.
Oh my god.
So do a. I was thinking of doing like a dungeon where it's like each level is like a little 3-session thing, and it's like in the world of Dank Dungeon, so it's very silly. And we have for each 3-session thing, it's a couple of the cast members from the show are players playing like different characters, and then I invite other people from the D&D community to play for like those 3 sessions. So like someone like you, or someone like Jordan, or like people from Off the Table maybe, or stuff like that.
That would actually be really cool.
The only thing that I haven't figured out yet is where all that content would live, because if I'm just recording it, then it would, just be on YouTube. But if I want to do any of it live, then I would need to have either YouTube live streams or a Twitch channel. And I would be able to live with YouTube live streams, but I don't know if that's where the audience is. You know what I'm saying?
I think, yeah, my kind of idea on that, because this is something that I struggle with, especially for my content as well, is, okay, so we live on Twitch and we might create the content there, but then I might as well just make that available on literally everything I can within the confines of whatever the contract I get with Twitch and stuff like that. Because Twitch does prohibit how much stuff, like how you distribute your, like they have an exclusive contract that you can only stream so long as you're earning money on their medium. You can only stream on Twitch, and then there's like a deadline, or rather a time frame in which you can't release that content on any other medium. But my thought process was always, if you're going to do it live, you can always edit it down later, as long as your recording is done well enough that you can edit it later and make it sound good. Because my big issue is that, like, a lot of people don't generally have the best of microphones, and you always have that inconsistent thing. If you're going to do a podcast, you're always going to have that inconsistency with audio levels and things like that, and things of that nature. So it's difficult to do that, but if you have people who are all on board to be able to, like, use good equipment and stuff like that, converting to podcast or even to edit it down YouTube content, that works really well.
Yeah, and I think that, like, one of my other ideas, if I'm doing stuff with people in person, so I need to get, like, the people who are the main cast and like maybe another one or two other people who live near me, but oh hey, it didn't explode on you.
It didn't.
You got away fast enough. But because I have a couple of really nice mics, as evident on this stream. I have a couple of, what are these? MXL, I think they're MXL 990s.
Don't brag.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
And they're great. I love them. They're fantastic microphones. They're not USB, so I need to use a converter. But if I got a couple more of these or something similar, I already have a 4-channel mixer, and I could be like, oh, we could record, like, some pretty nice sounding podcast content with, like, people in person if we wanted to.
Oh yeah.
So that was a thought, but then we need to get, like, enough people. Ooh, walking in the mud makes you real slow. Oh, there's a 6th level. Although you just did a ton of damage to that guy. Man, that fire sword you've got.
Yeah, bats don't like it.
Bats don't like fire swords.
And that's something that I've always really struggled with, even still do, is Twitch or YouTube Live the correct medium to distribute tabletop role-playing game content, like actual play content in a live medium?
You know what I think I'm coming to realize is if it's happening live, Twitch might have a little more of an installed audience, but I think if you're if you got the power of celebrity, then it doesn't matter where you are that much, as
True.
long as it's, like, not difficult for the users to use. And if you are doing it in recording and you want people to watch or listen into your recordings, you really seem to be best off with podcasts.
Yeah. That's kind of why I like the best of both worlds. If you do live and then get it edited down really well, you kind of get both best of both worlds. But it's something that I still struggle with, because, like, I watch tabletop RPGs, and when it's live, most people seem to think, like, people will watch this stuff whether or not it's interesting or whatever, or rather the presentation is interesting, and because Twitch is about, in my opinion, two important components, which is the visual experience of what I'm looking at, and a standard 5-panel audience talk show type thing is not necessarily the most appealing thing to watch. Like, I'm not going to keep my eyes glued to it. But then also, if you have some kind of chat, because chat plays a big part in Twitch, in the Twitch community in general. So I always try to think about it from those 4 perspectives, or from those 2 perspectives. But I haven't quite figured out what, like, if I've got remote guests, what are we going to do that's going to be different and that's actually visually appealing? We tried to do that with our Yellow Silk campaign, which was, again, when we first started streaming, we didn't have nearly all the equipment that we have now, and we didn't necessarily have a stage because we were just converting the living room of Morte's magical house, and it ended up being kind of a ridiculous thing because we started finally towards the end started to use the green screen to its full potential, but it sucks because you're dealing with adults who have lives and who have children and who have all these things. And so we failed ultimately just because we suffered from the scheduling monster, and so that show didn't really kick off as much as we want, mostly just because people weren't really necessarily dedicated to it as much as we could have made it. But it's one of those things that I think, like, if you really want to succeed in terms of not celebrity status, there's got to be some kind of visual element to keep people watching. Like, who do you have on the stage, and are they interesting enough to keep watching them? I don't know. I struggle about it. I struggle with it every time I think about why am I twitching TTRPGs, and is it worth it? Or is anybody going to actually watch it unless I'm like a voice actor celebrity?
Well, I think that there's definitely like, you definitely need people that are charismatic, but you don't need people that are like Critical Role charismatic. I think that's the thing that people get discouraged about when they're trying to do this, and they're like, "Oh, we'll never be as good as Critical Role," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, you're not." But it doesn't mean you can't be enjoyable to watch.
That's true, and that's like the whole gatekeeping aspect to it is like, well, you're not going to be able to be that, so you shouldn't do it. You should be able to do it. I'm just, from my perspective, thinking about it purely from a how do I be better perspective.
Oh, we are about to gain a level.
Oh, we're also about to die.
But we'll heal when we gain a level.
That's true.
Come on, you big dummy, get out of the ground. There you go.
I'm pretty sure those things are from Zelda.
Is that a cookie?
It is. Things spat out a cookie at you. Mice! Oh, another big boy.
There we go, level 4.
We're awesome!
Our health is replenished.
We're so cool! Get out of the way!
So, I don't know.
What time is it right now?
It is 11:30.
Oh my god.
So we should stop soon because I'm very tired.
Yes.
Because I was like, Jordan left a while ago now, and he was here for a while, so what time is it?
Definitely like gotten caught up in the game. I was like, I should leave kind of early, whenever it hits. It's 11:30, oh my god.
Ooh, a donut.
I found a donut.
So, yeah, no, this is actually a really good game to talk over, too, because a lot of, when you're not in a dungeon, it's just like, just beat these guys up.
Yeah, and cut the grass, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, and you're just sort of grinding and stuff, but it's not, horrible grinding. It's fun, and you get to discover things like the cat cavern.
The hole in the ground.
This is true.
The hole in the ground.
That was a fun discovery.
The famous hole in the ground. Hey, there's a question mark up there. It's probably another slime wall.
Let's take a look.
Yep, it's a slime wall, alright.
We can't get through.
There's gotta be a way to melt those. I assume when we get to be higher level, there's something. Ooh, this is gonna be another hole in the ground, I bet. If we can figure out how to get there.
Well, I wonder if we can blow up that little pile of rocks with a bomb.
Maybe. Do we have any bombs?
Oh, I don't know if we have any bombs.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you went down.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
But yeah, the streaming, making sure you maximize your audience and provide a quality product for people, I think is definitely a tough question, and one that people should think about, especially with D&D streaming, because the market is getting very saturated in terms of live streams. And
yes, it's getting extremely saturated. When we started a year ago, like, there was very, very, like, that was D&D as a niche market on Twitch, and so when we started, we were like, yeah, we're pulling in some pretty good numbers. We're the only ones who are IRL friends playing IRL at the table. This is great. And then, like, I look at it now, and I'm like, there are several dozens of channels that are 100+ viewers, and I'm like, this is getting big, and It's pretty insane. It's pretty insane how big the market's getting now.
Yeah, and so I think it's important to be able to maybe not, well, yeah, to stand out, but I think more importantly, it's to build a community, and that's one of the
Yeah.
things that I love about Off the Table. That channel is just amazing. All their content is really good. Their audience is awesome. Their community is awesome. It's small, but it's very loyal, and it's just like just such good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I'm always like very excited. I'm very excited that they keep pumping out tons of content and that they keep having tons of interest. And I love working with them on stuff and being in their stuff. Man, I'm going to be in 2 of their games coming up.
Yeah, I know I saw that. That's awesome.
I'm going to be in Mutants and Masterminds, which is a superhero RPG. And I'm going to be in Monster of the Week, which is another Powered by the Apocalypse game, but it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer style. There was a lighthouse over here I wanted to see if we could like go in it and see if there's anything in there.
Oh, like this windmill thing?
Oh yeah, windmill, that's what I meant to say. Haha.
I gotcha.
Yes. There's a person.
Creepy.
They have a quest thing over their head.
Oh, did we man?
I forgot for a 3rd time in a row. The floppy disks to the book club. She forgot to bring her floppy disks to the book club. Common problem.
13 floppy disks. Where do we have 13 floppy disks?
That's interesting. I didn't realize those people could give you random quests like that, but apparently they can.
Oh, there's medicine in here.
That's actually really cool. It
So-
gives you something to do for at least the small amount of time that you have to live.
Do something with your pathetic little life.
This is in here? No. Sorry, I'll come over. These skellies.
Those horrible floating flaming faces.
Ugh, they're so good. Alright, I do have to go home soon.
Yeah, no.
Oh, is this a hole in the ground?
Yes, it is.
Pew!
We found a hole in the ground.
Yay!
Hooray!
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so one of the cool things about this game is the fact that everything's procedurally generated, so you can just find cool stuff every time you play, or every time you're reincarnated.
Right.
Question mark.
Unlock spin attack.
Oh,
Hold
it's a
that.
sticker.
That's cool.
Oh, sweet! It's the Zelda spin attack.
Nice.
Now we can destroy plants way more effectively.
Yes. It's perfect.
Get them lawnmower abilities.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can equip that. Also, there's like arm and head sticker things, but I think you need to be a higher level to unlock those slots.
That makes sense. Nice.
What else? Yeah. Okay. It's still just that.
I'm keeping my fire.
So hold down X. Yeah, it's exactly like Zelda.
Do it again. Nice.
So do you want to equip that one, or do you want to
No.
stick with your fire
Let's
sword?
stick with my fire sword.
That's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong
That's
with
my choice.
that. This is my choice.
My sword, my choice.
Yeah, I'm so glad that the Zelda spin is in this game.
Borrowing all the best stuff. I thought that said Pepperidge Farms, which is maybe a testament to how late it is, but I got excited.
Oh man, that's been such good damage on that.
What is this thing? What the fuck are you?
He's a wizard.
You're a wizard!
You're a wizard, Harry. You're
Oh,
on
man.
fire. He set you
Oh,
on.
I am.
That wizard set you on fire.
Yo, the wizard is dope looking though.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Can't take very many hits, just like a wizard.
Yeah, but he can set you on fire from a distance.
Just like a wizard. So yeah, you eat some stuff. But we can so this game I noticed does not have a save function.
Really?
Or at least, yeah, because if we go into the menu,
Oh, so basically, like, you just, like...
so I think you just quit, and then it just you go back to where you were, which is why when we started playing tonight. We couldn't start a new game because there are no saved game slots. You're just always playing one game,
That's so interesting.
I guess. But yeah, so let's stop. I think we've had a good time here tonight. Everybody, thanks for watching. This will go up on YouTube. It might go up on YouTube in multiple parts
Oh boy.
because this was long.
Yeah, we were here for like 2 hours.
Yeah, one part.
This is true.
Yeah, one part will be like our whole. One part will just be about our conversation about Pirates of Dark Water, where all we do is talk about how great it is, but don't actually talk about the show. And then, another part will just be Mort's discussing like the difficulties of streaming. And like another part will just be the intro where we have technical difficulties for like half an hour.
A lot of candy and butts.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you watched, thanks again to Jordan from Forgotten Realms Explained for joining us earlier, and thank you, Morte, for joining us for the whole shebang.
Thanks, Morte.
The entire thing.
The whole thing, and we'll definitely, I don't know, we'll try and stream again at some point. I'm not going to try and set up a schedule because I'm just going to not stick to it. It's going to be bad. But we'll try and do something like this again, maybe more of this game or a different game, and we'll have other people on Discord to talk to. And yeah, so thanks again. I'm not going to reiterate where you can find anybody's stuff, or not my stuff anyway, because you know where to find that if you're watching this. But if you want to check out Morte, twitch.tv/Morte's Magical Wares. I'm in a Dungeon World game that he runs every other Saturday.
8 p.m. Eastern time.
It's good stuff. It's real good. And Morte does cool stuff. Follow him on Twitter and Twitch and things. I'm really tired. I'm really tired.
All right, that's fair. It's at Magical Wares on Twitter.
That was it. Yes.
And there you go. At Magical Wares on Twitter. To fill in the blanks, we play games during the week. We have a Dungeons and Dragons game we're about to start. It'll be the Red Handed Doom. It's we're really excited to start that. It'll probably be on a Monday or Tuesday.
I forgot you were doing that. I'm very excited to watch that. I didn't have enough time to play in it, so I did not sign up to play, but I'm very excited to watch it because that campaign looks super cool.
It's going to be pretty awesome, and I've already started working on all the artwork and to again, we talked about that visual aspect. Going to try really, really hard to make this as appealing as possible to the great audience that we get. So that that's me, just Magical Wares on Twitter, and you'll get all the details about that.
Well, cool. Yeah, and that's it. That's it for us tonight. And and finally, Swords of Ditto, great game. One Bit Beyond is the developer. Devolver Digital is the publisher. This is on Steam right now. I think it's like $20, and I'd say totally worth $20. Especially if you have a friend to play with.
Yeah.
Really, really fun couch co-op game. I wish it had more than 2-player. It only has 2 players. Because I was gonna invite Adam over.
I was gonna ask if it had 3-player, but also he was sleepy, and yeah.
Yeah, because having more people playing is always a good time. And also, I don't think if it had online multiplayer, then I would have had like Morte and Jordan playing with us.
Oh, that would have been
I would have
awesome.
made them buy the game.
Yay.
So that they could have played with us. But unfortunately, it does not have that stuff. It is just an indie title, so those features it does not have. But yeah, check it out. Great game.
Very worth it. Lots of grass cutting.
And have a great night, everybody.